strategy tight and teamwork supreme. In the game of kings, we achieve our dreams. Feel the power, unleash the roar. Viking King, we're taking the throne. Through every game we've grown and we've shown. With courage in heart and fire in our veins, the saga continues. Riding through the storm, the thunder my applause, shield and sword in my hand, breaking all the laws. 1 year deep, built this throne brick by brick. Viking King behind the wheel, speed so sick. Lightning in the rear view, leaving smoke trails. Grind for the gold Lambo, destiny prevails. A-class rider carving roads with my blade. Every turn sharp, a legacy's made. Go hard or go home, that's my true decree. Crown forged out of flames, only victory for me. For me, for me. VKG in the cockpit, hear the engine scream. Racing through the legends, kings repping dreams. Turbocharged adrenaline, a Viking berserk. Nitro blasting fury, no weapon can smirk. Gaming these streets, control is my axe. Leader of the pack, no need to relax. Golden roads ahead, the grind never old. Chasing what's mine, the Lambo dipped in gold. Finish first or die, that's the oath I sing. Came to conquer all as the racing king. Go hard or go home, that's my true decree. Crown forged out of flames, only victory for me. For me, for me. VKG in the cockpit, hear the engine scream. Racing through the legends, kings repping dreams.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Good to see you. Good to be back. Your boy VKG back in the chair. How's everybody out there? Don't go nowhere. We're going to have some fun today. Dropping bars. Anyways. What's up, Rob? DIY. Good to see you. LVP 444. Throw your foes. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? We got a good show today. We got a good episode. What do we call these? Just streams? We got a good stream today. We're going to be competing in the event number 4 of the Joker series over at Willow Springs. Tough race. Tough race. If you guys don't know about the Joker series, it's ran by my boy Salamander. Let me go ahead and drop that link in the chat for you guys. Alrighty. paste. Boom. So our boy Sal, shout out to Sal. Big day for Sal. Good day for Sal. I'll tell you what. You know, my boys over at Summit Media Group working hard. Shout out to Summit Media Group. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Just brokered a full channel sponsorship for your boy, Viking King Gaming. Shout out to you guys can see on the expo there, DOF Reality. Very, very excited. I'm getting a full motion sim in the mail. Doing a world premiere review and going to be bringing that out to the CES Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada, January 6th through the 9th. You guys come out, see VKG, see my boy Moto, who's also, congratulations, got himself a full sponsorship from DOF, brokered also by Summit Media Group. So again, a lot of people working behind the scenes. I'm always doing something, man. I told you guys when I got here, I was going to be doing something. So, very cool. If you guys want to reach out, chat, discuss things, talk about what we're doing. We've already hooked up a few creators, so I'm sure you guys will see on their channels, man. We are all about empowering the creator. We are all about helping you guys understand just how awesome you are, and the world should understand that too. So with our with your creatorship and our support, I think we can do big things. Mrs. Moto, what's up? Harley Keen, how you doing? How you doing? Big Rob in the building. I appreciate you, man. Love you guys. Big Rob is one of those people in the community just blessed to have. Super supporter. Super supporter. Where's Moto? I think Moto's working right now anyways. But yeah, I'm waiting for one of these lobbies to open up here so that we can jump into this Joker series. You know, I'm not super keen on how it works. I got to make sure that I abide by all the rules, but there is a Joker lap, and in rally racing, okay, so we got a lobby open, so we're going to jump in here. Sal should be live in about 7 minutes or so. We're going to be watching that the entire time that we are streaming, listening to the production. You know, they're doing an amazing production. Shout out to TKs and all those guys and the whole production team over there. Just absolutely awesome people. So Sports Soft, we're going 24 laps. Now, I did 100 laps yesterday trying to figure out what I was going to do. I can't get fast. I just cannot get fast. That's my biggest issue. So I have a different way that I'm going to approach this race. Just I'm going to try to be just a little different. But it's not going to be easy. I promise you. I promise you it's not going to be easy. But we are going to be watching. Should be able to get a little bit warm up here, but I'm going to try to be focused. It's 24 laps. This is one of the, second or third times I've actually, tried to do a race of this magnitude. But it's going to be fun. So I appreciate everybody who stops by. I appreciate everybody who hangs out. Super excited. All right, everything should be good. Now this Expo here is not the easiest car in the world to drive. But it was the Expo, the Radical, or the Mono. And out of the three, I decided, stay out of my sand, right? I decided on the Expo. And shout out to Noodle, DCR Noodle, got me hooked up with the livery. It's got my DOF sponsor on there. We will be in full motion. And yes, I do believe we're going to be able to do Gran Turismo motion because DOF offers a magic box that does conversion. It converts like the console inputs into the PC, and we should be working. So I need to remember all my techniques in conserving gas. But I did do a little bit of practice. I got talked into this by Sal. Shout out to Salamander. And congratulations to Salamander on his sponsorship with 4D Racewear. Very awesome to hear, sir, and be a part of. So Slick throwing down 54.3s already. My goal is to stay in the 54s for the whole race. And at least try to be 54s the whole race. That ain't gonna do it. Gotta get comfortable with turn 1. I think I'm gonna do my joker early and fall to the back. That's to stay out of the fast guy's ways, whose strategy may not fall in line with mine. I might want to just spy on the competition for a little bit too. But Slick came out and just threw down a 54 like it was nothing. Like he's just been doing it all day. These things are weird to drive. These open wheel. Oh, I do need to change my settings again. Hold on. I had that all the way down to 400. Yeah, see, now it turns. Now it turns. This is going to be wild in motion. I gotta get my manhood back right here. I gotta be coming through there 90 plus. I'm coming down. I'm stopping to a crawl there. There's a 54-1. PHG Stiggy. Now we got a little bit of action on track. Sharpen some more of the instincts. Practice my passing. Alright, let's try to loosen up a little bit. Ooh, too loose. Too loose. What's up, Jay Lungs? How you doing, brother, man? Good to see you, dog. Josh comes out here, drops a 53.5 horse. I need to figure out how to get around quicker. Josh is probably flying through this. Okay. Okay. Toulouse. Toulouse. I gotta get smoother, man. I gotta get smoother. My prediction, Josh is gonna smoke us. Is that penalty worthy? So you can do all that? What up, Nitro? Almost went off the course. Here, let's tune in. Let's tune in here. Is it? Alright, I think he's just in the song. Yeah, this is gonna be juicy. Trying to take the gloves off. I think Josh is gonna be really hard to keep up with. He knows the line very well. For me, slow is gonna be fast here. So we need to keep that speed. How you doing today, Nitro? Ah. $53.3? Jeez. Ah. This is gonna be juicy. What's up, Monkey King? How you doing, dog? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. This is gonna be it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Let's see what Josh is doing. Josh is in the Radical. Let's see what Josh is doing. Oh, Sal's on.
All familiar with the one and only T-Case. He's going to be joining us for this broadcast. Hi, T-Case. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, sir.
Oh, T-Case, are you on mute?
No. No, I see my thing going in the bottom.
Or maybe you're muted in the Discord. It actually looks like you're coming through on OBS.
Yeah, no. I'm not muted at
Maybe
all.
I'm having a technical malfunction on my end.
That's what we love about streaming.
That's probably what's going on. Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on
they
one
can
second
hear me.
while we figure out my technical difficulties.
The joys
We
of
could
running
hear each other
podcast.
up until now.
You guys don't know Sal and T-Case. What are you doing?
When you turn the monitor off for the video, did that turn monitor off for you hearing us? I guess you can't
They're
hear me,
having
so there's
technological differences.
Sorry, folks.
Trying to spy on Josh here, see what he's doing.
Littering
I'll say
in.
something.
Littering
Yeah, look at
All right,
that.
this is going to be troublesome. 'Cause
He went wide there.
I can't hear T-Case. What is going on?
in. I'm gonna type in the chat.
It was literally working a few seconds ago.
Because you muted the video for us.
He's cutting the top off of that.
And everybody else can hear it.
Coming in tight here. Getting wide. Not too wide. Going
Well,
real
you know
wide
what? What we'll
here.
do here is let's bring
Okay.
the
Okay.
second commentator in
Real
and
wide
see
there.
if we can hear him. So our second commentator, you all might also
And
know,
real wide there too.
is our friend Toon. Hi,
Okay.
Toon. Welcome to the broadcast. How you
So just going wider.
Doing well. Everybody's favorite
I think that's what I need to do.
extraordinaire. It's me. Hi.
I think I need to go a little wider.
He can't hear me, can he?
No, but
All right,
I can
once
hear you.
again,
I can hear you twice.
Yeah, I think.
Spa race, 7th
You
out of
have the
24,
voice of
not
God
bad.
going.
Well, you guys
Alright.
can talk amongst yourselves while I try to figure out why things are on mine.
Dang it.
Well, we have a very fun race ahead of us today. You know, everybody's favorite circuit, Watkins Glen, or no, I'm sorry, Willow Springs. I thought of a good track for a moment.
Need to go
We're
wider
doing
on my
Willow Springs
entries.
with a Joker lap, and it's gonna be a fun time. We're using track cars. It's gonna be fun. TKs, how are you doing? How's your Saturday? You look great today. Did you do something new with your beard?
No, just woke up like this, but how I did.
Fair
I
enough.
know how it is.
All right,
I
so
did
got-
lock myself out of my house though, so that was fun. I had to break into my own.
All right, I did switch it up so I can hear you. I'm not hearing you through my headset. I'm
Is
hearing
it
you through my
breaking in if it's your own home though?
Yes, it is.
But it's
It's
your
just
home.
not. It's just not illegal.
Wow, nice jump.
But you're still breaking in.
Well, I mean, you can't get arrested for it, so.
No, yeah. But the act that you are doing is breaking in.
I mean, sure.
What
I
else
guess,
would you call it?
but creatively entering your own abode.
Sure.
We'll call
All right,
it burglary
are you guys able to hear me
prevention
just
testing.
fine?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay,
We hear
I-
ourselves twice.
Oh,
There's an echo for us. Did you when you turned the monitor off? Now that you can hear us, when you turned the monitor off for the video, is that what did it?
no, because it was just the monitor for the, it was just the video. In fact, I've got the monitor turned on for both of you guys, but I'm not hearing it come through Discord either, which is what's weird, because we were talking in Discord before we went live here just fine. I'm not sure why Discord suddenly is.
The only thing that you did was you turned the monitor off on the video. That's the only thing you did differently.
That might be a penalty.
That should have been. You know how OBS is.
Yeah, it appears to be.
Unless
I don't know. We can operate this
Did
way.
you
So,
turn-
how about
did you turn
this?
your headphones down?
I did turn my headphones down.
See what happens if you turn them back up.
That's right, I turned them way down.
Yeah.
Video.
Can you hear me now? Hear you? Hello? Hello? Oh well, if not, you're right. We can just move on like this.
Weirdness. Either way, we'll just operate this way. How about we move on? This will work. Let's go into the round info and TKs. How about you take us through what we got in store for people today?
That was a good one.
Do that. So we have 24 laps here, with one of those laps needing to contain a Joker lap here at Willow Springs Horseshoe. Tire wear is at 15x. Holy smokes! Sport soft tires are the only tire allowed. Fuel burn is at 8 times, and refuel rate
Yeah, I think
is
going
at
wider is
2
helping.
liters per second. We are using the Radical, the Bach Mono, and the KTM Expo. 3 seemingly similar cars that really couldn't be more different.
All right, and with that said, let's go to what the keys of this race are going to be. Number one key to this race is to stay out of dirt. This track doesn't have much as far as runoff goes. If you go off the track, you get in the dirt, and you could be in there for a while. So, first key to the race is just to simply stay on the track, stay out of dirt.
Second key, and as I pointed out, these 3 cars are very different, is know your gearing. Because all 3 cars, you're going to be using different gears on entry, on exit, on the straights. It's fun basket of toys to play with, but knowing your hearing is going to be key to be quick around here.
And the third key to the race is definitely focusing on your handling. This is a very slow-paced layout of the circuit. Port soft tires, so you've really got to take that into consideration. You're not really going to be able to get up to speed and have the downforce do you too many favors in these track day cars, which are, you know, baby's first racing machine. So it's one of those things that you just got to really, you know, be mindful of as you go around this dusty, twisty circuit.
Yeah, I'm starting to find my groove.
Yeah, and with that said, I mean, TK, can you talk a little bit about what kind of strategies we might see unfold given the Joker lap, how that's going to play into what these guys are going to try to do today?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Joker lap here, I mean, if you nail it, it's going to cost you 5 seconds on your best lap, you know. But also I've done some practicing where it added 7 seconds on. If you don't quite get it right, it is a very tight technical Joker. So that's going to be a big effect. And with the tire wear as it is, the fuel rate as it is, I mean, it's possible that somebody can do a no stop, but it's going to be, you got to.
Sorry,
really
guys,
know
if I'm
what
not
you're doing.
engaging, I'm trying to be serious.
So I'm expecting to see most of these drivers have to pit for fuel and for tires. And then we'll see how that affects. So with this track, though, there's not really long straights like we've had in the past. So like the slipstream's not nearly as important. So having a buddy, which has been a common key to the race, doesn't really apply here. But it is going to be interesting if somebody's following closely behind another driver. They put their turn signal on to go in the Joker. The entrance to the Joker is right on the apex of turn 1. And the best way to take turn 1 is to really cut that apex. Otherwise, we're going off in the dirt. So it is going to be interesting to watch drivers adjust, taking a wider line through turn 1 if the driver in front of them is going on the Joker.
This is going to be
you just follow that
spicy.
driver and don't have to worry about it.
It's going to be spicy.
Yeah, all very good.
Shout
key
out to
insights.
4D,
There's
rocking
a
the
lot
4Ds.
going on in this one. There's a lot of strategy certainly involved, and with both the pit stop and the Joker lap, and this being such a tight track, passing is going to be difficult here. Some drivers may have to utilize both the Joker and the pit stop in order to get some passes done, either by doing like the undercut or the overcut or something like that. So I certainly see that factoring in as well. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go now have a chit chat with drivers before we get this underway. So I'm going to leave it to you two. Good luck on the commentary today, and thank you. I'll give you the countdown once we are ready to go. Once we're ready to go green with qualifying.
Sounds good. Thanks, Al.
All right, good luck, guys.
Well, I did some practice in this yesterday. I did all 3 cars, and it was actually a lot of fun. I was shocked at how different all 3 cars were. I really was. You would
Gotta
think,
be able to keep speed
like
through
I said,
there.
3 kind of baby track day cars, that it would be very similar, but it's quite different. Did you happen to have a chance to
I
run
need to get
any of
in the
this, or I
mode
know
that
you've
I'm going to be
driven these
running.
cars before?
I have driven these cars, just unfortunately due to the new job and new overall routine I've been thrown into, I did not get a chance to practice, but I do still vaguely remember how these cars handled, and unfortunately Willow Springs is one of those tracks that really sticks with you whether you like it or not. So going through the Horse Thief Mile, especially in machinery such as this, it is going to afford some very interesting racing. It's going to afford some rather close racing. And did you touch on the overall potential time loss from the Joker lap that the drivers will have to contend with as well as they go through this race?
Yes. Looking at about anywhere from, I would say, 5 to 10 seconds. If you nail it, 5 seconds added on to your time. And with 2 liters, as far as the refuel rate goes, that's pretty slow. So I imagine, I didn't test how much a pit stop would lose. We're going to find out. But it definitely is going to lose you a lot. It's a long pit lane and a another funny thing about this track, I don't think it's as big of an issue in these cars, but if you're not familiar, you can easily accidentally go into the pits thinking you're staying on the racetrack. Because the pits are right on the exit of the final horseshoe. And it is very easy, especially if you're trying to go side by side, perhaps you're on the outside, to end up just
No, something's happening
going
there.
straight into the pits. And that's
We're
what
going
hurts
for a
us.
jump.
It looks like they're gearing up for qualifying now, so let's head over to
All right,
the
I think
track.
qualifying's about to
See
start.
what these drivers have in store.
This
Now,
is the qualifier.
qualifying is 5 minutes, and they do not have to take a joker. So this is strictly
All right,
just
so the plan
get
is
around Horseshoe Mile
to qualify
in the
slow.
quickest fashion. Horse Thief Mile, I'm saying horseshoe, because I think there's a bunch of horseshoes in it. Who named it Horse Thief? That was dumb. Come on, people.
Oh.
You had an opportunity here. And if you're stealing something, why would you go in this zigzag? You're not going to get away. Makes no
Serpentine
sense.
maneuver, shake off the local Mounties, I guess. I
Jeez.
don't know.
In a
Got that
flat,
out.
open
Got
desert.
that out of the way really quick.
Listen, it's California. They do things differently. California thinks they run the world on health and safety and all of that because everything has
So
something
again, I'm
listed
gonna run.
saying known to the state of California, like they're the final authority on stuff. But anyway, let's focus on the drivers on the track,
And
shall
we get some
we?
practice at how
So
I'm
we've
going
got
to
Josh
be running.
Moment right now, driving what appears to be the crossbow, and is getting very squirrely. See, that's what I was talking about. You got to be mindful of these tires. But TK's with the fact that there's no Armco, there's no real force field, and there's also no, safety barriers.
Just gonna
Do you think the potential
my
to run
line
off
work
in
down.
a car that is really like what we see with Slick back there?
Taking out some signs.
Do we think that'll be commonplace for the race once we get into the full festivity?
Absolutely, especially there in turn one. That's the one where you really need to cut the apex to carry speed, and if you don't, so easy to run wide. And then most of the sides of this track are sloped, like there's a ditch on either side, so it's really easy to literally get sucked out off the track.
I'm just gonna
by
take it
dipping
nice
the
and
toes
easy.
too far. And this section here that Josh just went through, really difficult. I ended up hitting that water tower multiple times, as we see.
Just
Oh,
nice
that's
and
what it is.
easy.
Flying off the track and into the wall, resetting to the pits. And that's what I was talking about. Trying to carry as much speed as possible through there. Doesn't always work. We got a replay here.
Just take it
Comes
nice
down,
and
there's the
easy.
pit entry, trying to carry as much speed as possible. One dip, runs a little bit wide, unsettles him. Another dip, and there he lost it right there into the pit exit barrier. There are only 2 walls around here, and the wall penalty does come into effect.
Okay, I have to object with the wall penalty on a moral standpoint. Where is the potential for wall riding in any part of this circuit?
It's just to
I
punish
feel
you
like
for your mistake, to add insult to injury, make you feel like poo.
as if the damage wasn't enough. Polyphony, why do you have a wall penalty? If you're so angry, oh, and there we go. Fernando hits the wall as well. But if Polyphony is so butthurt about the potential for people, wall riding and trying to get like an unfair edge, maybe you shouldn't have made a racing game, because deep down, racing is a cheater sport. What do you think after races, drivers go and drive over the marbles to put some extra weight on their car?
All about going as far as you can without getting caught. Josh Bowman is really doing a good job. 7/10 up on the rest of the field. Looking very nice in his expo. Getting the tires a little bit on the dirt there. Slowing it down. Interesting using second here. That's what I was talking about with the gearing. Some of these hairpins, depending on what car I was going down to first and exiting in first, others second, others in third. Just depending on which one it is. It looks like Josh, as usual, has it figured out. Curious if anybody's going to be able to top him. His 53.438 better than currently in P2. Looking smooth
Like I said, I'm just using this for practice.
Able to improve. I do love that livery. You know me, the more color, the better. He's on the ground. Leave a timer mark there, and he is down 1.5 tenths. So it's kind of hard to find time in this last sector. I don't expect Vetterdan to improve. PKG is only 7 tenths off of Josh at the moment. It's somebody there, Josh.
Hold on. A comedian and a commentator. He's got 2 of the 3 C's, so now we just need to make him a cook, and
All
we'll
right.
see where he can go there. Then you will be.
I wasn't, like I
part of
said, I
the
wasn't
triple
trying to
C
get that. I was trying to
royalty
get
like
in where I
myself.
fit in.
There you go. Oh, well,
Trying to
I
get
was
in where I
a
fit in.
mushroom pizza baker.
Listen, I just learned that near my work there is a mellow mushroom, and I tried it when I was in St. Louis for work at my old job. And honestly, I want to try it when it didn't take an hour to get delivered.
Yeah, it needs to be
So-
fresh. It needs to be fresh. You gotta go eat it there. And Josh Moment playing in the sand. I don't think those are designed for off-road use, but you know, Josh likes to do things differently.
I think Leo would be trying to get air in that thing right now.
Absolutely. Looks like everyone is finished. Just waiting for these silly drivers running in the dirt. They're running off the clock. So
What's
it's
up,
looking
Noodle?
like we are going to have
Hope relentless go.
Josh Moment on
Yo,
pole in the Expo
appreciate you, brother.
53.439, followed by PHG Veteran.
Appreciate you, brother. How's everybody doing?
Mono.
We're gonna be
The Mono
jumping
is a
into
handful
this,
of very impressive
this race here.
53.891.
So,
PHG/VKG Racing in the Expo R with the 54.211. PHG Slick SH VR2 also in the Expo R with the 54.5.
so we're about to start. It's gonna be 24 laps.
Then we have
I
Fernando B.
have figured out how
who
to
is
no
in
pit
the
it.
Radical.
Stiggy's
Love that
sandbagging.
car
Yeah,
with the
I was sandbagging too.
54.747, and then
I was
PHG
sandbagging pretty
Stiggy
hard.
in P6 in
I
the
could have
Expo
definitely
as
got in the
well.
53s
55.129.
or in like a
Something
53,
interesting
what,
to note is
2 or 3.
they want to do it, or the race after this, they will have to use a different car.
Oh,
So we're trying to get everybody to use all the different rides. So if they want to,
we'll have to use a different car next race. Noodle, I'm gonna need a mono with some kind of sponsor. I don't care if it's 4D, Summit, or DOF, but I'm gonna need a
It
mono.
would definitely appear that the crossbow is the
I'm gonna
odds-on
have to use a
favorite for
mono.
drivers. The Radical from Fernando, that is a very bold
I don't really
decision.
like the Radical.
Having to double shift
but
that, and also
I'll
taking
use the
into
mono for the next
consideration,
race.
you know, its acceleration. It's
I don't know if I'm
I
gonna
don't know. Was
no
not
pit.
expecting it. The mono.
I'm gonna
I
try to
mean,
no pit.
mono
24
means one.
laps.
There's only one on there,
Same
so I guess it
tires,
does
same
make
gas.
sense.
I
But
made it
yeah,
happen
I would
yesterday.
say the crossbow
Oh,
seems to
geez.
be the odds-on favorite for these drivers, which does also beg the question of what are they going to do for the next race should they decide to, you know,
Jeez,
go and race in another stint. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But
that different car rule
yeah,
is
I'm
crazy.
seeing a lot of drivers going off this race, be it from carnage, be it from just pushing the car a little too
Ooh.
hard. But yeah, everybody's going to do a little bit of rally crossing on this
Gonna be
one,
interesting.
Joker lap notwithstanding.
Gonna be interesting.
Yeah, indeed, and it's going to be hard, especially like
It's just
really
like
the only way to overtake
the first
around
real
here
race
is to
I've ever done.
a
I'm like
dive
gotten
bomb.
ready for. I'm
I mean,
nervous.
it's a really narrow track.
I'm nervous.
So most of the time, we're going to see it going into these tight hairpins, and it's
Could you
really
imagine
hard
this
to
in
be on
motion?
the outside. It's really easy to.
That's
just
gonna
get
be
kinda
wild,
not
man. I
physically
can't
pushed
believe
off, but just
getting
trying to
emotion
leave
ready.
space.
Like,
You end up running wide on the exit.
oh,
and
it's
that can cause some
crazy.
serious problems. But I think we'll definitely see that
Come on.
turn one chaos, and then where we
Gonna be
saw Vetterdan go off in that
Gonna be
final
wild.
sector coming down the pit straight. It's not straight at all. It's actually very curvy. So the pit curvy section to the start finish line, I think we'll see some good stuff on there. But 6 drivers on the track this small, it should stay pretty close. One thing to remember is you're not allowed to do the Joker on your out lap or on the first lap. So you can't do it on lap 1, and you can't do it
I'm
after
doing
you
my
come out of the
Joker lap
pits.
3.
You are, however, allowed to do it on an in lap. So if you know you're already going to pit, you're going to lose time there, you can plan on doing your Joker.
Here we
at
go.
the
I'm
same
nervous.
time and kind of kill
I'm
two
a
birds
little
with
bit
one stone
nervous.
if you want to. The Joker is very tight and technical, so doing that on really worn tires might not be the best idea. But I know several of these drivers have been practicing, so they probably have a good strategy in mind. Looks like we will be getting starting soon. Looking forward to that. Seeing,
Oh, I'm nervous.
you know what I didn't pay attention to is how these cars accelerate from a standing start. You did mention the Radical being a double shifter, but on this one you rarely get out of third gear, maybe into fourth. So I don't even know that the double shift will come into play, but I'm not sure how it's going to affect as far as acceleration goes on this start.
All right. Here goes nothing.
Yeah,
Wish me luck.
it's going to be tricky
it's gonna be
for the
crazy.
drivers, especially those that do hop in the
Josh
Radical.
fast.
It's just a slow-paced track, and yeah, to get every ounce of power out of that car, you're going to have to double shift. Now, I mean, first you go from first to second, then you go from second to fourth, and then fourth to sixth. But I don't know, we'll just
Here we
have to
go.
see how it shakes up for these drivers as
Here we
they are
go.
now getting ready to start their race. Nice little
Here
rolling
we
start
go.
action as they
All
head
right,
up to the
guys, stay
start-finish line.
focused.
6 drivers on track, mercifully for them. If this were 15 drivers, this would be a car wreck immediately. But now the race is on, and looks like we've got Josh Moment leading the charge right now, coming into turn 1, and they're already, you know, feeling a little frisky, dancing with death a little by getting really close to that edge. Oh, and it looks like Josh Moment lost a little bit of control there, and that gives Better Dan the opportunity to close the gap, but it looks like Josh was able just to pull away. So it's going to be a big case of not if they're going to mess up, but when will they mess up? Because Josh Moment is having a little bit of grip trouble on these cold sport soft tires at this low pace, and almost got on the dirt again. Now, Better Dan, on the other hand, is in not a super fortunate position, all things considered, but he is in a slightly better position because the acceleration on that BAC mono is better than that of the crossbow ahead of him. Now taking a look over at...
And going on at the beginning of that, Stiggy had an outstanding start, taking Slick and Fernando into turn 2 and getting up to P4. And then Slick also getting past Fernando. Fernando was fighting really well, but now has a half-second penalty. So some drama in the back while things are pretty much single file up front.
Yep, and while everything is starting to kind of settle in, everybody's getting their bearings, who's going to be the first one to take that Joker lap? That Joker lap would be something you would want to get out of the way early. I know everybody's trying to focus on getting their bearings and gaining that momentum, but a 5 to 10 second deficit, especially in a pivotal part of the race, especially towards the end, not something you really want to roll the dice on. And given the way these racers are driving, I highly doubt anybody's going to get a comfortable 10-second gap between themselves and their fellow competitors. Now, it looks like VKG has his hazards on.
Oh, and we have a driver taking the Joker, Stiggy in P5, taking the Joker, as well as Fernando B in P6. Both drivers have taken the Joker and have gotten that out of the way.
Actually, I think it might have been Slick and VKG as well in there. So that means, well, 2/3 of the field at half to 2/3. We'll give a little wiggle room in there. Have taken their Joker lap on lap 3, so that's definitely going to be one less hassle to worry about for these drivers. And where's Fernando going?
He is on track.
Come on.
Let's see here on this replay as he comes down the hill. Oh, he touches the grass before the turn in, then cuts the corner, tries to correct it. Nope, there. Oh, and in the dirt he goes.
Does that count as a
Scratch my
Joker lap?
nose.
It does not.
Oh.
So it looks like Slick is about 4.5 seconds behind Better Dan, and then the rest of those drivers who have taken the Joker lap are about 2 seconds behind each other. So
That was so
Josh
slow.
going, purple up there has Better Dan really close behind him.
Yeah, Better Dan is definitely going to be hungry for an overtake to take the race lead. But I think he needs to bear in mind that this is only lap 4 of 24. So we're not even a sixth of the way through the race yet. And really, actually, no, we are a sixth of the way through the race. We're not a quarter of the way through the race. So he needs to really focus up and try and, play the long game here. Getting that overtake would be nice, and getting around Josh would probably feel good for a couple moments. But the problem is, the moment Josh Bowman falls into second, he can just worry about getting a pit stop out of the way should he need it, and then just kind of bounce back past Better Dan when Better Dan's in the pits, because at 2 liters a second refuel rate, mind you, you're going to be sitting there in the pits forever. That is a very long pit stop, and really, if you factor in the cars, the Joker lap, as well as the refuel rate adding to the pit timer, everything in this race is pretty much telling you this is not going to be fast, and it is going to artificially feel a whole lot longer than it actually is. So these drivers might be thinking they're on lap, 7 or 8 by now, and later on, that concept of time, just due to how slow everything is moving, is going to really, give them a little more fatigue in a sense, not so physically, but more mentally. I don't know. It's a psychology game at this point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Now, one thing to keep in mind, it is a very slow refuel rate, but they won't have to fill all the way up. And it is possible, with some fuel mapping and shifting magic and just magic in general, to do a no stop. You can make some of these cars last. So, the pit, when they do pit, they shouldn't have to fill up all the way. So that's definitely beneficial as far as not losing too much time. But it's still going to be slow, like you were saying.
Now, as we take a look on board with Better Dan, love the track day cars, by the way. Great to race in first person, especially if you don't have a VR headset like myself. Not for the lack of trying on the PDX teams, and mind you, they were very
9 seconds back.
passionate, we'll say, about racing in VR. But the cockpit view on these track day cars, absolutely immaculate. You can actually see everything, and it makes racing in first person, worth it without a VR headset.
Yeah.
Now, taking a look at Josh Bowman, this will prove my point even further. Look at all that clear sight line. You're not sunk into the car. You can actually see what's ahead of you. It's just good racing. Now, Josh Bowman did get squirrely there, so he needs to maybe ease up, or I don't know what could have went wrong there. Maybe it was just a little exuberance, or it could have been the tires.
I think we're doing all right.
To show a little bit of wear. And these drivers are favoring clipping the dirt. Now, you won't get dirty tires from that because it's not all 4 tires, but factoring in just the amount of dirt spray and everything and the inherent dusty nature of this track, we're only 8 laps in. We're a third of the way through, but I think we're going to be seeing some more carnage here in the next give it 6 or 7 laps. We might be seeing more drivers off, especially as these tires start wearing down and the car starts getting lighter. We're at lap 8, and Josh Bowman's already at almost half a tank. So, that's going to shake up the pit strategy quite a bit, isn't it, TKs?
Yeah, indeed. And I think they can. If you're going all
How
out
long
in
till
that
they
car,
figure out I'm going no pit?
18 laps on a full tank. The tire wear actually isn't too bad, but you do start to notice that as we see Better Dan late on the brakes, coming in close to Josh Bowman there, not quite able to pull it off. Josh getting a better exit. But you do start to notice that on these slow hairpins, really do need that front end grip. And like you were saying, they are dipping their toes in the dirt, and that can unsettle the car because there is a big lip from the concrete to the dirt. And so, especially through that final section, that's where you see them getting squirrely because they are cutting those corners ever so slightly. But Better Dan doing an excellent job staying on the back of Josh Bowman. Josh Bowman has performed very well in this Joker series so far, and it's good to see him getting challenged like this. I wonder if Better Dan is just going to wait and do the Joker when Josh is going to do it, or does Better Dan, you think, have a strategy in mind?
Honestly, it's hard telling because racing strategies can change on a dime. You could be thinking about going one way, then, 1,
You're
2,
doing good
maybe
with
3
it.
bad laps, or somebody's performing a little bit better than you do, and so it kind of throws a wrench in everything. So honestly, I'm not going to try and predict a racing strategy because, as NRL has shown us, I can be wrong many times, and I don't think I've successfully called a strategy. I'd have to go back through the broadcasts for all 6 seasons. But yeah, that's just taught me to not really predict or bank on somebody doing a specific strat, and instead just letting it play out and kind of have that element of surprise in a sense. Now, Josh Moment is is it me or does it look like he's slowly losing? Oh, never mind. Feather Dan went off and is spinning, and oh my God, he saved it. I think we should get a replay of that. All right, TK's walk us through this.
Yeah, so we got Feather Dan. He's already lost time to Josh a little bit. Josh cutting in tight, getting a not as good exit. Feather Dan just too much on the power. That mono is very tricky under acceleration, especially in the lower gears. And thankfully, he kept it going in the right direction. Did lose quite a bit of time, and now has to think about Slick behind him.
Yeah, and Slick is seeing that as a golden opportunity, and Feather Dan's probably kicking himself a little bit just due to the fact that he lost so much ground over that little incident there.
And Josh
now
taking
like
the Joker lap, which has allowed Feather Dan to catch back up, evening the playing field. Slick also taking his Joker lap. So that makes me think VKG has not taken his Joker lap yet. He and Slick were very close together. So now I believe we still have.
Now somebody tell them I took my Joker 3rd lap.
Need to take their Joker.
No, I am very much inclined to agree with you on that one. And yeah, Feather Dan now is back into the slipstream
Can
range
somebody
of
tell
Josh
them I took
Moment
my Joker
for
lap already?
just ending the first half of this race. But yeah,
Josh in the pits. Josh is in the pits.
All right, so Josh goes into the pits, and now we got Feather Dan jumping up into P1. Is this a good opportunity for Feather Dan to go get his Joker lap out of the way? Because it looks like Slick is also going in there. Feather Dan is definitely sitting better in the fuel department than VKG is. That's probably just one of the benefits to the mono. So the tires are looking good,
They have
the fuel's
no
looking
idea.
good, but he does have VKG about 3 seconds behind him, but VKG did get a teensy bit squirrely coming out of that little hairpin. So I don't know how much time VKG can close between himself and Feather Dan. Now VKG, mind you, is a very talented racer. You can find him on YouTube over at Viking King Gaming. And I'm just curious to see how this is going to shake up.
Somebody tell them I took my Joker,
Feather Dan
please.
is now the only person who, well, no, VKG didn't have it. A lot of people are taking Joker laps. There's a lot going on here, folks.
Yeah, it's just VKG and Feather Dan still needing to take their Joker.
No, I took my Joker already.
6 all have taken their Joker and have all pitted. So Feather Dan
I took my Joker
and
3rd
VKG
lap.
need to do their Joker and they need to pit.
Let them know.
That 12-second gap that VKG has on Stiggy is going to go away.
Will somebody in my channel please go
honestly,
tell them I
you
took
were
my
talking
Joker
about
3rd lap?
a no stop earlier. The white
Sorry.
Feather Dan's.
I see in the chat VKG did take his Joker on lap 3. Okay.
Ah.
So we missed that one. So wow. Good
Great.
on VKG.
All right, so then that means Feather Dan is the only person who has yet to take his Joker lap. But Feather Dan also is actually sitting in a more favorable position, if I'm honest. Everybody in the chat was saying how the Mono is the superior car made by BAC, formerly owned by Aston Martin, mind you. So
Yeah,
excellence all around.
Feather Dan taking the Joker.
All right, so Feather Dan will be taking his Joker now. That will propel VKG into first place. But given VKG's tire and fuel, honestly, I'm thinking Feather Dan might try and no-stop this. We're on lap 15. He's only a little under half a tank. VKG might be able to do it too, though.
BKG, I think, can do it on fuel, but his left tires are at 50%. So his tires are going to be very warm if he wants to do the no stop. But yeah, you're right. I believe they can both do it on fuel.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm seeing what you're talking about with the tires. I mean, your car really doesn't go fast enough for the. Would you try risking it in the Radical or in the Crossbow, since that's what BKG is in?
Me personally, no. I am not very good on the low tire, and one of the things is carrying all that speed through turn 1, and if it's your outside tire, you're just more and more likely to understeer off. Now, BKG is a much better driver than I am, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is able to do it.
I would not. I wouldn't be surprised either. But let's go and take a look at our former race leader in Josh Moment, who fell from first all the way to fifth with that long pit stop. So there is quite the consequence in there. But he's not letting us slow him down whatsoever, because Josh currently does have the fastest lap at a 53.583 and just went purple yet again. Now, maybe the slipstream from Slick is helping, or maybe Josh is just trying to find an opportunity to get around him. But Josh is definitely trying to put these last 8 laps to good use, trying to climb up the rankings and get into first place yet again. Maybe have a nice little 3-way bout between himself, Vetterdan, and VKG. But he does have to focus on getting past Slick and Stiggy. Now, Slick's probably having the time of his life in that PSVR2 headset driving this car, which, T-Case, you have one of those, don't you?
I do. I have one now, and I'm really enjoying it. I still am not good at racing in it, but as far as just doing laps, it's quite a lot of fun. And what you were talking about with Josh, he's putting in 53s consistently, whereas BKG and Vetterdan are putting in 55s. So Josh really on a much quicker pace. I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to catch them as we come into the final, 4 laps of this race.
6 laps.
6 laps.
But,
Matt,
yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, we do have 6 laps left of this race, and a good wherewithal to point out the 2-second time difference between Josh and the 2 front runners at the moment. My question is, though, if they're running 54s and 55s, what is their fuel map set to? Because they're looking fantastic on fuel, and the pace just isn't there. Now, look at Slick and Josh Moment getting past Stiggy. Stiggy just fell from 3rd to 5th in one fell swoop. His tires aren't looking great, and the fuel tank is looking a little sparse, but it's looking like the front runners are on the fuel map strategy. Didn't really see any short shifting. Now, Slick is falling behind to Josh Moment, who has climbed up to the last podium step. Now, Josh has the rest of these 5 and a third lap to try and catch up to VKG and Vetterdan. Now, if Josh does catch up, will we see Vetterdan and or VKG ditch the fuel map strat and just fight like crazy to hold off Josh Moment, because he is just absolutely blazing through the field right now. Let's go and take a look at the replay here. So it looks like we've got Josh Moment behind Slick and Stiggy. So coming into the wider turn, and there goes Stiggy falling on behind. Looks like just ran a little wide. And looks like Josh Moment was able to kick up a little bit of dust and get side by side with Slick.
Yeah, when they were going through that, it was very impressive. They went through 3 of those hairpins side by side, Josh and Slick. Very clean, respectful driving. Something must have happened. Vetterdan fell off. He was only 2.5 seconds behind BKG. Now he's almost 9.5 seconds behind, which definitely is looking good for Josh. Josh is 8.2 seconds behind Vetterdan and moving quite nicely. I'm imagining now at this point, both BKG and Vetterdan are committed to the no stop, but oh man, BKG's tires do not look good.
BKG's tires are looking, well, there's no no way of sugarcoating it. They are looking horrible at the moment. He's got 3 laps left to try and run those tires, and honestly, I think he can do it.
I think
he can do it. Because he wouldn't be doing this if he hadn't practiced. So, I mean, if he's committed to the no stop, if he's committed to tires like this, yeah, he's gonna run the no stop, and he'll probably burn up the remainder of his tires on the final lap. Now, Better Dan, on the other hand, has quite a bit of work ahead of him. Looks like actually looking a little bit worse in the fuel department than VKG was, unless I'm seeing things there, TKs.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it's plenty of fuel to get to the end. I am concerned with Stiggy, who is flashing red. He is also committed to the no stop, and he's short shifted. He's short shifted and just doing whatever he can to get this to the end, but it's going to be tough.
It is definitely going to be tough. Now, I am curious what's going on with Fernando Button in the back, because I don't think we saw Fernando go into the pits either.
No,
nope.
He did.
All right, so...
He pitted with the first group that pitted.
Okie dokie. Thank you, TKs, for refreshing my memory on that one. So, looks like Fernando's trying to catch up to the rest of the field at the moment. And speaking of moments, dear old Joshy boy is closing in on Vetterdan. About a 6-second deficit, and now it's going to be a question of, will Josh catch up to Vetterdan before the final lap, or will they be duking it out throughout the final lap? The gap is slowly decreasing between the two, as Josh isn't using a fuel map, but the 2 front runners are to try and make this no-stop strategy work. And it's also going to be raising the question of which was the better strategy, the no-stop or just doing the one-stopper, doing a, well, you can't really call it a splash and dash because you were in the pits for arguably way longer than a splash. So, oh, and it looks like Fernando has overtaken Stiggy, who is really in poor shape in the fuel department. So taking a look at the replay here, looks like Fernando was behind coming through turn 4 and just had a little bit more speed. I'm not sure if Stiggy is out of fuel or if Stiggy is just playing it a little more conservatively at this point.
Yeah, he's playing it very conservatively. He doesn't have the same grip that Fernando has, so accelerating out of the corners is tricky. And I think what's happening is the strategy, if you're able to pull it off, like VKG is doing, is the no stop. If you're not able to pull it off, it is not a good idea, as we're seeing with Stiggy. But VKG on his final lap, making it look easy. I mean, his left tires are not doing well. Vetterdan also on his final lap. It doesn't look like Josh is going to catch him. So VKG and Vetterdan showing that the no stop is possible, and it is faster.
Indeed. So I guess for those of you watching and considering joining either of these 2 splits up ahead,
let's go, baby,
or depending on overall
let's
demand,
go, baby,
then you might want to quickly learn how to do the no stopper, because it will be your best friend.
That's
now
what I'm
take a look
talking
at
about.
VKG as he comes across and takes the split 1 victory. Congrats to VKG for
I didn't
really
even
a
record
fantastic
it.
showing in that KTM cross, though. And hats off to Vetterdan as well for showing a nice and beautiful exhibition of the beauty that is the DAC mono. And well done to Josh Moment for clawing his way back up to that final podium spot. That will leave Slick coming in full with Fernando in P5. Well, Stiggy will be here eventually, because Stiggy is out of fuel.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you. Nitro.
What a good race, though.
Yeah, it was. It really well together. I mean,
That sucks I didn't record it.
VKG coming home with the win, excellent. But I do love how Vetterdan just really secured that position. It seemed like it never really was going to go away from him. So, very impressive race.
Yeah, and honestly, we had a good, you know, a good showcase of how much of a double-edged sword a no-stopper can be, but we can touch on that in just a moment. So take a look at the classified results. We have PHG VKG Racing coming in P1 with a rather dominant showing in that KTM Crossbow R2012 with a total race time of 22 minutes, 4 seconds, .244. Now coming in close behind by a 5-second deficit, somebody who was really on VKG's hind end for a good portion of that race, PHG's Better Dan in the BAC Mono 2016. Coming in third place will be BHR's Josh Moment with also the fastest lap at a 53.293. Making our way down the grid, we have PHG Slick SHVR2 in the KTM Crossbow, followed by BHR's Fernando Button in the SR Radical 3 SL 2013. And rounding out our grid, and unfortunately running out of fuel, is PHG Stiggy in the KTM Crossbow R12. Now, remember, if you decide you want to come and do another split, you have to change your car. So, for Better Dan, you have to get off the Golden Child and go get onto another car. For all the other drivers in the Crossbow, and especially that Radical, well, you can breathe a sigh of relief. You are getting a much better vehicle now.
Good times.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
And apparently VKG did 100 laps yesterday. You are a man of dedication. I respect you, sir.
Yeah, incredible. So we need to pick a driver of this split, and it's hard to argue with VKG. He moved up 2 positions, pulled off the no stopper to perfection. You have another driver in mind, Toon?
Honestly, I might give it to Josh just because he was able to claw his way up
and
from
all 3 cars.
P5 to P last, all the way up to the last step on the podium. Yeah. Could it have been better? Could have been a more desirable result for Josh? Yeah, sure. But I mean, hindsight's 2020, and he was still able to, set the fastest lap, blaze his way through the field, and if the race was a few laps longer, the no stop would not have been possible by any stretch of the imagination. And also, Josh would have had the opportunity to go and reclaim P1. So if this were a 28 to 30 lap race, then yeah, it would have been Josh's race from start to finish, unless VKG found a way to make a 30 lap no stopper work. And then in which case, well, you just can't stop them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Looks like we have a poll up in the chat. VKG, Josh Moment, and Better Dan. So please vote on your driver of the split. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back for split number 2. So if you've been waiting to race, please hop in. I believe Ecstasy was wanting to get in here. So hop in the lobby, and we'll be getting ready for the second split shortly.
Change your car if you're coming in for the second one.
Good stuff. Thank you, Rob. Let's see if I get the MVP of the race. That'd be pretty sweet. We'll have to move this. Jeez, banger. So on base play, we'll have to move this right there so I can record it. That's for my vertical. Can't stop, won't stop. Viking with the win. Dang, I was nervous for this. I was legit nervous for this event because I know Josh will smoke me in most races. Better Dan is absolute savage. Stiggy battles with Stiggy. I didn't know who all was going to be in there. I know dude Slick is fast. All these guys are fast. And everybody in there was kind of like, has beat me for sure. We got VKG at 78%, Josh at 22%. Everybody's going to be trying to no stop now. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. I will be right back. We're gonna just wait for these guys to come back. All right, let's see what happens. Who's the winner? So far, VKG at 82%. So they should be back now. Here we go. Can we hear them? Where'd they go? Where the heck did they go? There they are.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Oh, where's Salamander? Why can't I hear anything? I don't think anybody can hear anything. What? I don't think anybody can hear.
I think
There. Oh,
I think it will change everything up. Also,
There we
I
go.
do still hear the echo. I don't know if
Are we still
anybody
coming
else.
through your speakers as well? Yeah.
Oh, Sal, you're muted.
But we can hear Sal.
so
Oh,
mono.
I was just saying that I got all the technical difficulties out of the way, and then I forget to come off mute. So I can hear people in my headphones now.
Yes.
But yeah, now we can't. Now, okay. Now I have to figure out why there's
I wonder if the mono
the
will work like this.
echo coming through. You guys only have one.
Is monitor on?
Oh, that's it. I turned on monitor because I was trying to hear you
Ah.
guys. Let's turn that off, and then maybe we'll
Goodbye,
finally be
voice
golden.
of the heavens.
There we go. That sounds better.
Yes.
All
Love
right,
it.
fantastic.
Oh my gosh! All right.
We did it.
You'd think by the fourth event I maybe would have had some of this stuff down, but apparently we're still learning. But we appreciate everybody for hanging with us there. I think we can probably close the driver of the stint. VKG appears to have run away with that one,
Yeah.
so we are going to pronounce him as the driver of stint 1. Congratulations, VKG, on that one.
Thank you.
And now, yeah, we're having all the drivers are having to switch up their cars. That was one of the rules that we
If I can get
started
6
for
laps
event
on a
4
quarter
here.
tank,
You can't run the
then
same
I can do
car
it.
in every stint. So while they've run this race already and they've got the practice in, they've got to try to do it in new machinery, which should be interesting. So any other reflections you guys have on that previous race that we just got done watching?
It was interesting to see the polarizing effects that a no stopper can have. You can either achieve absolute greatness like VKG did, or you can be hobbling to the finish line on no fuel.
I
So
think it can do it.
I don't know. You want to focus on your strategy. You want to focus on the end game, of course, but you also need to focus on steps 2 through 10 on getting to the finish line with no fuel. But then again, it was also the crossbow, and the crossbow's a little on fuel. So, I mean, with what we saw with Vetter Dan, on the other hand, that worked perfectly. There was still plenty of tire and plenty of fuel to boot. So it might have just been the car, honestly.
Well, we saw that Vetter Dan had that big off. He went from being behind by only 2
That's
seconds
harsh.
to 9 seconds. I didn't catch how much he had caught up by the end, but I wonder if he had kept it on the track, would he have been able to catch up to VKG by the end?
I think he would have at least been able to be in VKG's mirrors, maybe causing a mistake. But getting past might have been a different story. I do wish we would have seen VKG's Joker's lap, because he really didn't lose that much time to the drivers in front. If you remember, we kind of assumed he didn't do it because of the gap wasn't as big as I thought it should have been. So he must have really nailed that Joker lap, which makes me remember, Sal, did you happen to save the replay?
I did.
He did.
Okay.
I did do that as the very first thing. I at least remembered to do that.
Awesome. All right. Then we're
So
good
one
on
thing
that.
right. One thing right. All right, so with that being said, I am going to duck on out again, let you guys take over. I'm going to go
All right,
have
so,
a quick chat with the drivers, make sure everybody's
I think
ready to
I
go,
could do it.
and we'll get split 2 underway. It looks like we do have one new driver in on this one, S to C, so we got a
I think I can do it.
7. So I'll be back with you guys after this one.
Sounds like a plan. So according to Nitro_GT7, it did take VKG 6 seconds to do the Joker lap. And I mean, it is also hard to gauge because we had, 2/3 of the field all doing the Joker at the same time. And I mean, the cars were still getting a little warmed up. It was lap 3, so I don't know. It's hard telling. I mean, VKG is a man of high honor, high, decorum.
Is this guy
So,
that thinking
yeah,
got cheated?
I know VKG did take the Joker lap. Like, that's without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, no doubts there.
Controversy.
So, yeah, I think it was just because he did it with everybody else.
I did it
going
with.
in
I did it
lap
on
4.
my own.
Yeah.
These guys.
So no doubt in my mind, VKG, great race. You killed it, dude. Congratulations. Great guy, nice guy. Go check him out on YouTube while he's streaming. Say hi. Or tell him to tune in the Joker series, or tell him the NRL sent you, just like with Hankies. Now, I believe I just got word that we're getting ready to go to qualifying. Is that correct?
About 45
Yes,
seconds.
It is.
All right.
They're getting ready to go out, and it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 monos, 1 expo, and 2 radicals.
Acting like I cheated.
So a little bit different.
What's up,
mix,
Richie?
2
Appreciate
radicals
you.
out there, which should be interesting. I really enjoy driving the radical. I think it's a fun car.
The Radicals is telling me that those 2 in the Radicals are going to be in split 3, and then that's when they're going to break out the monos.
Yeah. Everybody else will have used them.
Josh got 53.1.
Genius.
That's for last kind of situation. But then what does that say about the crossbow?
Yeah. Well, see, Josh was in the lead quite a bit. It maybe if he would have committed to a 1-stop, he would have just stayed in the lead like that. And he was in the crossbow, so you never
And
know.
I'm gonna
Now
go
he is in the mono.
one here and see how
Should
that
be
feels.
Interesting, as we are getting out on to track here. Take a look. 5-minute qualified. They do not need to do the Joker. Just running
whoops.
regular laps.
So it looks like... What? Okay, Josh, it's qualifying, man. What are you doing?
He's warming up those tires.
I guess.
He's having a good time, as Josh does. Look at that radical. It's so rad.
Do you hear the crickets?
Chirp.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Oh, that's pretty. Very nice looking
Is that-
Fernando.
I can't tell if that's just Incredible Hulk inspired or if it's the... Let me make sure I'm remembering this right. PHG Task Force Bravo Sentinel colors.
It may be. I haven't heard of that in a long time. Josh is making sure to clear on all the signage. Just behind him, Better Dan
Better
going
Dan
for
goes...
a run.
Oh, he got reset.
He was
Oh,
gonna
and it
set
cost
it.
Slick to go off track.
See
All
here.
right, let's see what happens.
That's where he gets on the dirt. Oh, and just loses it. It looks like he's going to go sailing and reset.
All right, so that'll put Better Dan back in the box. So Josh Bowman is going to try and go for another pole position run, it would seem. Also, that's a Valvoline on the front.
Yes, it did. He is a big NASCAR fan, so pretty much every single one of his deliveries is NASCAR themed.
Trying to get control of
Okay.
this mono.
Wow, blistering first lap of 53.369, showing what that mono can do.
Yeah, that mono is definitely not something to be taken lightly. Now, taking a look over at Ecstasy, who is currently in P3. Looks like currently has a 54 for the personal fastest. Now, looking at BKG, who is trying to possibly go for a back-to-back. Could we see somebody try and get a triple crown on one of these events?
I would love to see that. In 3 different cars, that is pure domination.
That will just show the amount of dedication you have for this round, especially because you had to go and get good with 3 different cars that are really just vastly different in the grand scheme of it. And Josh Moment's taking out another, and Josh Moment takes out another sign. I don't know what these signs did to him, but he's been taking them out on that strip.
You know what? It doesn't matter because he just put down a 52.815. That was incredible. So he was definitely pushing in, carrying so much speed out of that lap and just couldn't keep it on the track.
It makes me wonder what would that BAC do if we were able to carry that momentum. And
I'm just trying to see if I can get 6 laps.
there we go. Rinse and repeat, I guess. So STC is currently
I'm
sitting
definitely
in
gonna get
P2,
6
and
laps.
BKG is sitting in P3 at the moment. Veterdan is down in P5 with Fernando in P4. We've got Slick in P6, and Stiggy is rounding out the grid at the moment. So we've got STC coming around, and looks like down about 0.3 of a second at the moment. Also, it just hit me like a brick to the head. Veterdan's purple and green, it's the Joker series.
It's the Joker. I get it.
It's the Joker.
That makes sense.
Yep.
And his helmet is the Joker as well, I noticed.
Oh, it is? I did not see that.
Very nicely done. Very
I'm much more of a DC person over Marvel, but everybody loves Marvel, so I have to equate purple and green to everybody's favorite roided out scientist. Yep. To each their own, yes. If this were Le Mans, then I'd say let's start having this debate, but it's not Le Mans. We're at Willow Springs, so we don't have time for the debate.
No time at all. There's no
All
time
right,
to
so
track to
I got
take
enough.
A sip. There's not
Like
not
that?
a single straight.
Got
Take
enough.
A sip of your beverage.
So that's what I'm
As,
gonna do.
Slick loses control in his
On
radical,
this, I'm gonna go.
parks it on the side, get out of everybody's way. See here, he comes down.
Traction control
Is it
1
wrong
on it.
acceleration, or he just runs too deep and gets his
We'll see.
foot in the
Understeered off.
dirt.
What's up, Richie? Appreciate you, man.
You can see
Now-
how that banking just kind of pulls you off the track.
Now, I do want to make note that the BAC mono does have a horn, and the horn sounds like a foghorn. So if you really want to throw somebody off, hammer down that horn button on your steering wheel. Just throw them off a little bit. You don't need a flashlight. That's tacky. Hit them with the air horn to the ears. That'll throw them off.
Yeah,
Now,
STC up to speed 2 with the 53.419. Josh was able to go even faster with the 52.692. He seems untouchable. So if he can make this no-stopper work, I think we got a Josh moment on our hands as we look at these results. Josh moment in the mono P1. STC also in the mono P2. 53.
My plan from the beginning was a slow play.
PHG Veterdan in the Expo with the 53.599. PHG BKG Racing in the mono with the 53.932. BHR Fernando B in P5 also driving the mono with a 54.241. PHG Slick SHVR2 P6 in the Radical with a 54.294. And then rounding out the grid, PHG Stiggy in the Radical with a 55.142. So those Radicals definitely not looking like the top dog out there, eh, Toon?
No, I guess not. Looks like the Radical is kind of the take a break race for the car. It's not one that you can be hyper competitive with, but I mean, we've got some pretty good drivers on the field, so shows what I know. I think the Radicals are going to pose their own set of challenges. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know how well it's going to shake up. Now,
Might even go
speaking
traction
of
control
interesting shaking ups, VKG qualified on the fuel map. So that wasn't even VKG in its final form.
Interesting. So he's getting that practice at the speed he's going to be racing in. And he still was not too far off the pace.
No, he wasn't. So I shudder to think what's going to happen when the race actually gets underway. Because it's 24 laps, 24 opportunities to get overtakes done and make them stick. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that
Ooh,
one.
nervous again.
Indeed. And we did see multiple drivers go off. Josh Moment and Better Dan both going off, trying to push it in qualifying.
Hardest part
I
is
don't know if
finishing the
that's
race.
an
I'll be able
indication of
to
something
record
to
this
come
one,
here in
luckily.
the race. But we had a pretty clean start in the last race, so hopefully we get another clean run here when they get started. I believe the drivers are making their way to the grid.
Oh, nervous.
Looking forward to see
Nervous.
It is a
Gotta
rolling
defend my
start.
title.
I misspoke last race thinking it was a standing start. It is a rolling start. Josh Moment.
Gotta
will
defend my
be
title. Here we
leading
go.
off.
Wish me luck.
Yeah, I think the rolling start is almost like an act of mercy for the competitors, because trying to get some of those cars off the line, cold sport soft tires, might I add, on a dusty track in the
Here we
middle of the
go.
California desert. I don't really think you'd be able to get to turn one. And there's the horn. Yeah. Let it
I'll go
rain,
forward
baby.
for now. We'll see what happens at the end.
All right, and now they are off and ready to roll. VHR's Josh Moment in the Velvet Machine is going off and leading the charge on this one, followed close behind by Ecstasy and Veteran, with VKG and P4 who qualified on the fuel map, mind you. So we can't count out anything.
Oh, we already have a driver
Oh.
off.
Oh,
but he's back on. Okay, sorry. Fernando B running wide there, kicking up a lot of dust.
I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it's lap one to get the rust and the jitters out as soon as possible, but I'm not 100% sure. As VKG jumps up into P3 as the inside line on Vetterdan. Looks like Vetterdan's trying to set up a cutback, a little bit of contact. VKG gets swirling, and he saves it. So, VKG will hold on to P3 at the current juncture because of Josh Moment. I'm going to try and refrain from using the word moment too many times, otherwise it won't sound like a word. So at this point in time, VKG is in P3, and he does have about 3/4 of a second deficit between himself and Josh Moment. As we look at Slick, who is falling quite far behind on Stiggy and Fernando. Looks like Slick won't be able to get P5, but they are bunched up like crazy. It is pretty much a BAC mono versus two radicals over there. And speaking of radicals, it looks like the radical Vetter Dan is definitely trying to put in that work and get P3 from VKG. Oh, VKG's in the mono. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought the red one was in. Never mind. A lot of confusing cars.
He really well done there. It took two corners for him to get it done, but he did snatch that P2 away from SSC, which has caused SSC to lose the spot to Better Dan.
Yep, and looks like Ecstasy is tumbling in the wrong direction. Oh, and Ecstasy just sends it like a missile as VKG went off. Oh, to do his Joker. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, VKG did his Joker, but Better Dan and SSC must not have seen his turn signal. Better Dan made it through without contact, and SSC tried to follow as well, but it did look like when VKG came out of the pits, he did not stay in the safety zone and almost made contact with Slick. So that was a questionable one for the stewards to take a look at after this race.
Do we have stewards? All right, yeah. Yep, and stewards, get on there and take a look at that one. Looking over at P6 with Fernando Button, who appears to be losing a little bit of ground to Stiggy at the moment. I think those two are going to be duking it out for quite a while as we see Josh go and take his Joker. Vetterdan opted to not, and it looks like Ecstasy has taken it as well. So that is Ecstasy, VKG, and Josh all currently taking. Oh, and Stiggy takes the Joker as well. So that is 4 out of 7. That is over half, since we can't have fractions of people. I mean, we could, but it'd be illegal. So you get what I mean. Josh Moment is in the lead and now has to shake off Vetterdan. Now Vetterdan, again, did not take the Joker lap, so whatever Vetterdan does do will be, you know, accompanied by an asterisk until he takes that Joker lap. And Vetterdan on the horn. See? Well,
They listen.
I
They
think, yeah.
listen.
They did listen. Thank you. Since you're all listening, you look great today. Good racing. Keep it on the track.
Oh, Ecstasy goes off going towards turn 1. Can he get back on the track? Oh my goodness, that is a great recovery there. He's going to lose position to Fernando. But, man, I thought he was gone.
I did too.
Was gone. Let's look at that again. Look at this. He cuts it a little early, which causes him to run wide way before the turn-in point. And he's just struggling, barely giving it any throttle, just trying to get back on track. And good on him. Great recovery, but that's dropped him down to P6.
That is, that's going to be a bit of work for Ecstasy. Also, he did that right after I said keep it on the track. So I'm not counting that as a commentary curse. Just,
No.
you can't throw that out on me. Not at all. Not this time. I have done nothing wrong. Now, looking at VKG, he has climbed his way back up to P4, and it looks like he's in a good position to try and get P3 off of Slick. Now, Slick is also going to be having the time of his life on this, as he is, you know, racing in VR, so that's probably got to be a good amount of fun. Now, Fernando does fall back to the back of the grid from the Joker lap, but Stiggy isn't that far ahead of him. So I think we'll be seeing those two going and kind of trading blows again here in the relatively near future as we hit the 1/4 mark for this race. Now, VKG is tailed up on Slick at the moment and looks like trying to find an opportunity to get an overtake done. Slick did slam the door into that hairpin. What was that? Hairpin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess? And it looks like Josh wants to say hello to our TKs in the booth. So, TK...
Speaking of Josh, he's got the best fuel tank, and he is almost 5 seconds ahead of Vetterdan. He and VKG have about the same amount of fuel. Everybody else on track has less fuel.
Oh, okay. So, looks like they are the top contenders for the no-stopper. As it would appear, the no-stopper was the more intelligent play, I guess you could say, because it required more forethought into your movements and, you know, not generating unnecessary heat, such as by braking. And VKG did get the overtake done on Slick here at hairpin number 3. Right up the inside, and they keep it safe, and also a good afternoon to TKs from Josh Moment. Never seen this one.
That's classic Josh. Classic Josh.
Like, texting and driving?
Yep. He and Mr. Casual both. It's because they're on control. Those controller drivers can get away with more stuff like that.
Ah, I see. We here at the Sal Joker series do not condone texting and driving. Please make sure when you're behind a wheel, phone down, seatbelt on, and do the speed limit. At least while there's a cop around.
And it looks like SSC back in P5 must have had an issue. I didn't see what happened, but he was almost stationary, and he goes deep again. SSC just really struggling to keep that mono on track. I myself had the same issue. I could not get a lap done in that mono. I struggled all the way around. And it looks like he got a little reset there after going off the track. Unfortunate for SSC. This is his first race, so he can get and use a different car, maybe the Expo for the next one.
See, and if say you were jumping on this and you were doing, you know, your first race, the mono is the more powerful machine. So I think it would have been in STC's best interest to jump in the crossbow or or even the radical. Honestly, I think the radical would have been a good warm-up, and then just, you know, skip that middleman crossbow and just go into the BAC mono. But speaking of the BAC mono, it looks like VKG is 4 seconds behind Vetterdan at the moment, so still has quite a bit of work ahead of him. Also 11 seconds behind Josh Moment, who is really trying to run away with this race. Now, VKG is in his mono and is really giving it everything it can. Judging by the acceleration, though, it would appear that fuel map is set rather high for this car, T-Case.
Yeah, well, this car has the best acceleration out of all three. It is a beast as far as the power goes. So it does seem like he's got something to figure out. I do want to point out he's using VKG is using traction control, which will help with that rear tire wear coming from the mono. So that's something interesting to note. But I do like that we're seeing Slick in the Radical up into P4. So the Radical's not completely failing and being a bit competitive, but it does look like Fernando B has caught up to Stiggy. If he can just keep that car controlled and on the track, I would imagine he'd be able to get by pretty easily.
Yeah, it should be relatively smooth sailing, all things considered. It's just making sure that you can get that overtake done and not go for a picnic in the sand, maybe getting intimate with a cactus and the front end of your car. It's, I don't know, there's some layers to this, especially with the lack of dedicated, edges to the circuit. As we see Stiggy, oh my goodness, Stiggy lost control of the car and nearly took out Fernando. Oh, I'm sorry, that might have been Ecstasy as a byproduct. Let's go and take another look at this. So, taking a look at Stiggy in the blue car, the blue Radical, and yep, did a bit of rally crossing. There was so much dust there. Yeah. Almost took Fernando out with him. So good wherewithal from Fernando to avoid the inevitable disaster. So that's going to put Fernando in 5th with Ecstasy in P6, and Stiggy will have to try and shade that second deficit between himself and P6, lest he be left behind as we hit the halfway point of this race. Now, okay.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, and while all that's going on there in the back, VKG gaining on Vetterdan and Josh Moment just pulling away. He's got a 10-second gap now. Himself and Vetterdan, and it seems like VKG is closing down. And Vetterdan has his turn signal on in P2. He is going for the Joker. Let's make sure VKG does not hit him. Oh, that was close. VKG keeps it on and goes, and there's VKG up into P2. Vetterdan in P3. Now the real question is, can VKG catch up to Josh? And at this moment, I don't know that he'll be able to. Not funny.
It looks like Fernando had an intimate meeting with Barrier and a nice chat with the spectators off to the side, picking up front end and front left wheel damage, as well as a 1.5 second penalty. Why? The damage is enough.
Because you got to kick them while they're down, too.
I mean, yeah, but you can also say that about somebody's grandmother who trips. Wouldn't kick someone's grandmama, so why kick somebody while they're down for hitting a wall?
Touche.
I tend to. Now, Vetterdan is sitting at about 2.5 seconds behind VKG at the moment, and looks like they're going to be duking it out for at least a little bit, but they're really going to want to avoid doing any real argy-bargy, just because they'll just give Josh all the momentum he needs to run away with the race and not be seen yet again by any of the drivers. And with somebody wanting to do a miraculous feat, such as VKG, with going for a potential triple crown. Yes, you have to roll the R, make it sound fancy. I don't know how you're going to close the gap on this one, because look at that. Josh is 14.5 seconds ahead of the other two podium runners at the moment.
Well,
and
no,
VKG
almost loses it, but he's survived. Sorry, that was a close call. Maybe we can get a replay here and see how close Better Dan is now. Watch this as this mono is so tricky on when you accelerate. He takes the corner just fine, and just on acceleration, even with the traction control on, almost loses it, and that puts Better Dan within striking distance of the crossbow behind him.
It really does. And seeing this BAC mono driving the way it is, and all of the difficulty that these drivers are having, especially in these slower portions of the track, it takes me back to touch on the NRL, the season 3 round 1 race, BAC mono at night on Trial Mountain. They had the sports medium tires, and I remember being in a party with Brigsby and some other drivers, and mine and Leo's first thought on the combination is this car is too powerful for these tires.
Yep.
So the BAC is one of those track day cars that only does well on the racing compounds. Now, the Radical, you can get away with the sports tires just because you have to double shift it, and its power band is really weird. So it doesn't try and go like a bat out of hell the way the mono does. The crossbow's in that interesting position though. The crossbow, you can do the sports soft tires and get away with it. Sports mediums, it's a little dodgy. Anything harder than that, just don't even bother. So
the crossbow's technically a road car. The crossbow,
it is.
Go to the KTM dealer, buy. I mean, they mostly sell motorcycles, but they also sell the crossbow. You can buy a crossbow, drive home with it. The other two are more. I don't know.
This is hard, guys. Very hard.
Whereas I know
They are.
for sure the crossbow is. They are.
Oh no, the Radical and the BAC mono are also, they are street legal cars, and I mean, I don't know why you'd want one for the road, but hey, you can do it. So yeah, you can. These are all road legal machinery, and I mean, for the longest time, back when Top Gear was still around, all 3 of these cars were on there. Yes.
P3 Better Dan. He was closing in on VKG and did what I believe it was SSC did, but unable to keep it on the track. Oh my goodness, watch this as he comes into turn. Like, look how close he is, and he's like, all right, I got VKG. I'm going to get him this time. And just understeers off, and unfortunately gets all 4 wheels off the track, and there's no hope of saving that one.
There really isn't. And I mean, we've only got 6 laps left. We are 3/4 of the way done with this race. Would it even be worth Better Dan's time to try and get off those tires and get new tires if it's going to be a 20-second hit deficit? Or do you just kind of try and salvage this race as much as you can? Because Better Dan does have Slick right behind him in his Radical. So it's not looking too hot for Better Dan at the moment.
Yeah, Better Dan.
Gosh, I got no tires.
If he wants any hope of finishing on the podium, he has to stay out. And thankfully, look at Slick as he takes the Joker. He also has worse tires, so that gives Better Dan a little bit of breathing room. And even if Slick had already taken his Joker, his tires were at a deficit to Better Dan. So I think staying out is where it's at for Better Dan. He just needs to be careful and hold on to that podium.
Yeah, I don't know, at what point in this race do you realize you've hit the point of no return? So whatever strategy you pick, you kind of have to double down on, because
it's around lap 18.
Around lap 18.
Take it easy. Take the podium.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Also, a quick Wasakaka to beat.
What up, B? Buzz.
He said hi. And so I don't know. I feel like lap 18 is too late in the race to really have that be your nail in the coffin moment. I'm thinking the moment you hit about lap 10, you want to be pretty sure you know what you're doing, and then by the end of lap 11, start to lap 12, that's pretty much when you have to really commit, because 20 seconds of a deficit, especially from like the pit lane, I don't know. That's not something you can really make up unless you are really shaving 2 seconds of a lap. But even then, at that point, you shave the 2 seconds on a 20-second lap. It takes you 10 laps to get right to where you were, and then you have to hope you can make up ground unless you were already leading the charge. Now look at VKG leading a charge into P2 and staving off Vetter Dan, who ran a teensy bit wide.
No, that was ecstasy. That was lap traffic. Both
I am so sorry.
and Josh Moment have lapped ecstasy, and Josh Moment currently running behind Fernando B. But Fernando B just picked up a 1.5 second penalty. Hopefully
Another one?
he doesn't put up any fight, and Josh Moment can go on through. But Josh Moment up the inside and gets by the lap traffic. No problems there. Josh Moment moving on through. So that's another driver that VKG is going to have to overtake as well. As we see, SSC goes into the pit. So even though we said the point of no return, he just realized he could not keep him on the track any longer, and he's going to get some fresh rubber.
Do you think that's the case, or do you think he might just be calling it? Yep, he's calling it.
He's like,
That
this
is a
isn't fun
retirement from
anymore.
STC.
Fernando B
Bye,
in the
Woody.
pits, but because he only had 1% of fuel.
Ooh, that is dodgy.
That's good news for VKG, because that's one less car he's going to have to overtake.
That is indeed. Now, I don't think VKG's catching up to Josh anytime soon. 23-second gap. And look at the just insane amount of fuel that Josh had in that car.
He's, I don't think he realized that the no-stopper was possible in that first race. And now that he saw it play out, he's like, oh, well, all right, hold my beer. He's not old enough to drink yet, but, figure, hold my root beer, if you will. And,
In some countries, he's legal.
in some, but not here. Not in California.
Not in California. California's not a country.
In the state of. And final lap now, Josh, and he has Stiggy ahead of him, but, I mean, Josh can just kind of chill. Oh, no, Josh goes off. Josh is off the track. Josh
That is a
off.
blessing for VKG.
That's the same spot that Better Band went off. I think we might have seen the same issue here. As you see, he just understeers off too wide, doesn't get the car rotated, and that's all 4 tires off. But even with that, he's still 25 seconds ahead of VKG.
How did that not slow him down further?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
It's dropping. It was
plummeting.
a delay in the delta. 17 seconds. So he still didn't lose that much time. Very
Now,
impressive.
unfortunately, that mishap didn't happen sooner in the race to benefit VKG, so it's looking like in dominant fashion, Beehive Racing's own Josh Merriment will be taking the race lead with a 16, I believe.
Now he's
5-second penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, or I think that might have been an accident or something. I don't know. I just talk here.
He's the winner. VKG about to come across the line with Fernando B trying to unlap himself.
Hang it, I was just relaxing.
Unable to.
Better
Easy,
Dan looking
Dan.
a little worse for wear.
Yeah, low on fuel. That rear tire really worn out.
P2.
Bringing it home.
It's not bad.
Another
I mean,
podium.
obviously.
So same drivers on the
Could've been
podium,
worse.
different order.
Yeah, that sure seems to be the case, and looks like VKG is a little miffed because he was relaxing. And that's how you
Stiggy.
finish the race. That's how you finish the race.
Driver of the day goes to Stiggy for style points.
Good stuff.
And getting a 1.5-second penalty.
Oh, that was fun.
Wait, hold on. He did it as he crossed the line, so would that be a 3-second pen or?
Got a
or
2-second
no,
penalty
2-second
for that?
Right, rounds up.
Yeah,
We'll see
Josh was
what
gone.
what the game decides.
Josh is
Nobody
gone,
quite knows
and
what
I
they
am
just did.
absolutely. I didn't have any
I don't
practice
even
with the
think they know
mono.
what they're doing.
No, they don't.
What's up, Henry? What's up, Chris? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, so let's go and take a gander at these results. Josh didn't lose a
Well done,
single step
Josh.
from start to finish, so hats off to him there, saving the replay, of course. All right, looking at the classified results. Yeah, it was a 2-second penalty. All right, well, thanks, PD. So, taking the overall race lead and fastest lap, mind you, will be BHR Josh
It have to be
Merriman
radical
with
versus
a overall
radical.
race time of 21 minutes, 56 seconds, 0.647. So this race was actually 6 seconds faster than the last one. And he has the overall fastest lap at a 53.416. Following close behind in both position on the track and overall fastest lap is PHG VKG Racing, who came in about 8 seconds behind and also had a fastest lap of 53.441. Not even 0.03 of a second separating those two folks. Like, absolutely amazing. Coming in P3 and rounding out our podium will be PHG Veteran, who came in 24 seconds behind in the KTM Crossbow R12. Making our way down the grid, we have Slick SHVR2, followed by Stiggy running out our top 5 and also getting a 2-second penalty because why not? And then we have lap traffic of BHR Fernando Button and running out
I
our
don't
grid
know
will be
what to do with this
PHG.
thing.
You may have got lap boys, but change your car and get in for split 3 and try and make a comeback.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for the third split because almost all but 2 of these drivers are going to be in the radical, and that's going to be fun. That's going to be a complete change up.
I gotta see what the radical
for
does
what
on
we've
fuel.
seen. So split 3 is going to be a blast. I mean, is it safe to say that the poll should be our podium sitters yet again? I mean, Josh Moment with a dominant performance, VKG and Better Dan duking it out, trying to make something happen there and keep up.
Yeah. I think history is going to give us a hat trick. All 3 of them are going to be fighting for pole, and they'll be starting top 3. But then again, part of me is also sitting here thinking, well, what about the drivers that are going to be in the radical?
Exactly.
So,
And Josh, VKG, Better Dan, Fernando already used the radical. And
yes.
So as Fernando and SSC don't need to use the radical, nor do Slick or Stiggy. So our top 3 drivers are going to be in what has appeared to be kind of the slowest car, barring any mistakes by the other drivers.
Right. So, I know we might see the grid flipped on its head just because the drivers that were in the front of the pack are going to be in the slowest car now, and the drivers that didn't use the mono, who were in the back of the pack, will now have the opportunity to propel themselves up to the front.
Indeed, and we do have the poll up, so please vote for your driver of Split 2. We're going to take a quick break. If you want to be a part of this and don't know what's going on, I believe there is a link pinned in the chat. You can take a look at the website for details. Please join us for this third split. Should be fun. I see we have 1 new driver joining us, which should be a good time. But we're going to take a quick break, and then we will be right back. So don't go nowhere. Don't you do it.
I don't know if this radical can make it. I haven't changed the fuel or anything. Just trying to figure out the fuel right now. I mean, it looks almost on cue to do a no stop. Turns the best. But you really got to cut off those pieces of track you were losing before. Like, I'm super slow. I wonder what Josh is on this. Still not quick. Alright, so this is lap 6 here. Just over a quarter tank, so maybe just one fuel map. About 6. So definitely just one will make up that little bit there. I'm gonna vote for Josh. What is this?
All right, and we are back. We just
We're
finished
back.
up stint 2. That was a fun race. I think guys are starting to figure out how this all works. It looks like Josh had a pretty dominant victory in that one.
Yeah,
You
Josh
guys have
smashed.
any reflections on the race that we just
Crushed me in the mono.
I did not expect Josh to dominate like he did, but then again, that BAC is a it's a machine, all right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
certainly been one of those that if you can control it, it's fast. You just need to be able to control it. And Josh, we know, is a talented driver. I was kind of expecting that if anybody was going to be able to handle the mono, it was going to be Josh, but and he did. I mean, God, he
Yep.
performed very well. Was able to hold on to the tires and the fuel with plenty to spare. You know, and made the no stopper work.
Yeah, and with that, we saw what happens when you can't
Oh,
handle the mono, as we
TK's on
saw
mute.
the two radicals get their ways up there
Or did I
in
lose
front of
audio
them
again?
because they could not quite handle it.
Nope, my headset's going out.
Yeah, I was nervous for the mono.
It's doing the
Switch
weird
this around.
disconnect.
Do the workaround. There we go. I should be able to hear you guys again.
There we go.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Check, check.
I don't know what's going on with my headset. It doesn't seem to want to stay connected. So, but all right. So anyway, let's close out the poll. Looks like Josh is the leader of this one. We will declare him the winner,
Good job, Josh.
the driver of the split for split 2, and was also the winner of the race. And I understand you need to step out for this last race. Is that correct?
Sure do.
I'm not the clock.
All right. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for helping commentate with us. We appreciate you being here. Everybody loves hearing your voice.
I'm happy to help, and I'm glad people have enjoyed hearing me for the past couple years.
All right. Well, you have a good afternoon, and hopefully we'll have you back again.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for your time. Enjoy the rest of the racing, and y'all have a good one.
All right. See you, Toon.
Later, Tin.
It had a couple times in the mono that I almost lost
All
it.
right.
Probably about 4.
And then there were 2.
Then there were 2.
All right. So it looks like we got a grid of another set of 7 drivers. We're waiting on one driver to get swapped out to the mono. Stiggy, I think, was the lone one that we need to get switched, and he did. So it looks like everybody's in the final car that they can run for this one. What are we expecting out of this one, TK? So we think it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like running a reverse grid. We got the top 3 drivers and arguably the I'm going to put it in quotes, the worst car out there. But there's the 3 of them are so talented that they might still be able to put it on pole. We have 2 Expo.
I'm wondering how
runners and
Josh
2
is going to run
mono
his
runners.
map.
We know the Expo is probably the easiest to handle and is pretty quick. So it's just a matter of can Slick and Stiggy get that performance out of the mono.
I'm going to run one
to
lean
really,
and give it 1
solidify
bar
their dominance, or are we going to
and see for the first 6 laps if that lines up. If I get extra, then I can drop the bar off. If I'm
That is going to be
under,
interesting.
then
I
I'll
mean,
just
I
short
think
shift.
these guys in the mono, if they're feeling a little skittish about it, are just going to have to take it easy and know that it can.
That mono's wild.
The race can come. You can have the pace.
These
You can
guys
go
in the
what
monos.
seems like slow in it and still be fairly
ain't
quick.
easy.
So this could be a much tighter race with that kind of, like you said, reverse grid type of race we're going to have going on here. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to go for sure. I gave the drivers the 2-minute warning. I think we've had a minute go by, so let's let them know. Let me talk to them really quick. Just let them know that we're going to get this underway soon.
Starting soon for the final race of the afternoon, round 4 of Salamander's Joker Series. This has been so much fun. There are so many more events to go, and I want everybody who's watching to know to stick around after this race, because Sal will be revealing what the next race and combo will be, as long as a kind of exciting announcement, right, Sal?
Yeah, I actually forgot to mention that earlier. As usual, we're going to do the the car and track combo at the end. But there is another exciting announcement coming along with that that we're going to make at the end here. So definitely stick around. You're going to want to hear this one. So I did see Mr. Racing was in the chat and was hoping to join us. We are only running 3 splits today. I do have a hard stop in some future events. If we do have enough drivers to run more stints, we will. It's just I have something going on after this one, so we're setting the limit at 3 for this particular event. We've been doing 3 in each of the others, so it's kind of the same cadence. But we may do more in the future if we get more drivers. So,
Yeah.
all right, I think we're going to get qualifying underway. Thanks for that reminder, TK.
All right.
Yeah, you
Bring
bet.
that up. I've been so engrossed in what's going on that I lose my mind. But yeah, let's
Yeah.
get
Well, you're
qualifying.
doing a lot. Running the broadcast is no easy feat. And
Race 3.
chasing gremlins around.
I'm interested in what the quality will be like. I don't think I'm gonna hold back on this quality
Trying to do jumps on the,
because I'm gonna need
in the sandbars, but here
all
we
the
go,
spaces I
getting
can get, I
qualifying
think.
Underway. Let's see what these drivers can do.
There we go.
Get out on track. Switch over.
Excited to see. There we go. Better Dan and Josh Hartman out on track, both in the radicals. I saw Josh in the chat saying he wants win number 8 for the Joker series, but he's not sure about this car. Looking good in his NASCAR theme Valkyrie livery. Well, not too far behind by Better Dan in the purple and green Joker livery.
I don't know what the sounds are.
Everybody's real close together now. Nobody giving anybody space, but I guess Dirty Air and Slipstream aren't too loud. Josh Bowman going to be the first one to start the fire lap. I love the purple and green Joker theme. The Better Dan's been running in all 3 cars, taking the time to put liveries on them. We saw VKG in the Radical. We got Fernando in the Expo. We got SC in that lovely blue and orange KTM.
I don't know what that noise is.
Slick in the mono, and just behind him, already experiencing the challenges of the mono, is Sticky in that Aston Martin. Josh Bowman coming around here, already finished sector 1. It isn't only a 2-sector track. We won't know how he's doing until he crosses the line. Better Dan really close behind him. Maybe hoping to pick up on tips and tricks as Josh already puts in a P3-8 with Better Dan. Bests him by almost 2/10. Fernando B coming across the P3. SC P5. Slick up into P4. PHG not feeling it out well in that radical back 6. See how close they are together on board with SC. He's about to cross the second line here shortly as they come around this hairpin. It looks like, up ahead, a little bit of issues with Fernando B. And SC is up almost 2/10 on his previous time.
But it looks like Better Dan has stolen the fastest lap so far in the Radical. The 53.7.
Yes, and he was following right behind Josh Bowman. He was not able to lower his score. Josh improved ever so slightly, but not enough to take Better Dan. BKG unable to improve, sitting at 6. So Josh and Better Dan clearly feeling more comfortable in this Radical than BKG. Maybe BKG just isn't getting. He's got plenty of space ahead of him. He's got a little bit of a gap behind to Fernando B. Let's see, he's going to do this hairpin. We're going to get his sector time here. Is he able to improve? Yes, he is up 2 1/4 tenths on his best time, which he's going to have to really pull something out in this final sector if he wants to move up the leaderboard at all. His current event is not enough to get him out of P6. lead, but Betterdan steals it back. The two of them following each other. 0.016 is the gap as Fernando B completely loses it before coming across the line. And Fernando is becoming very familiar with that wall penalty. Take a look at this again. Comes and, yep, flips it a little bit there. Comes down, just loses control, hits the dirt, unable to correct it. And woo! That was so close. Almost taking out SSC in the process. The marshal there, not interested at all in what is going on. So Betterdan still has pole position. Looks like they will get one more lap, both him and Josh. Josh will be the first across the line. They have been glued together. It's going to make for an exciting race. No improvement by either driver. This will be their final lap. Can anyone improve? See Slick in P3 looking very nice in the mono. What has Betterdan and Josh figured out that the others haven't to make this radical perform? Stiggy in P5 in the mono. You can see how squiggly and swirly that thing is under acceleration. So the back just wants to slide everywhere. I found it best to really quickly shift through the gears just to gain it, and he does improve and almost loses it as he comes across the line. Betterdan and Josh are about to come across the line. It looks like they are staying in position. No change there. Is VKG able to improve? He comes across the line. Yes, he moves up into P5. Well done to VKG. No, Slick out of nowhere.
Steals the
Dang,
fastest
Slick
lap.
steals the fastest lap.
Oh my gosh. I mean, he's in the mono is definitely quicker, but he was not at the
man,
top of the
this is
board. It
rough.
took him a little while to get that car figured out, but once
This
he
is
figured it
rough.
out, was able to get it just by, like, you know, the hair of his chinny chin there. He didn't take it by much. I mean, those top three, look how close those
Thank
times
you,
are.
Rob.
DK, so let's take us through the results.
Yeah, right there at the end, last across the line, PHG Slick SHV R2 in the mono.
It's gonna be rough.
With a 53.
Gonna have to just race smart, hope for the best.
PHG Betterdan in the radical.
Should have practiced with more cars.
401. Then BHR Josh to round out the top three. SR3SL Radical with a 53.417. Then we have Fernando B in the Expo R with a 54.143. P5 PHG VKG Racing in the Radical with a 54.256. Then PHG Stiggy in the Mono with a 54.272. And rounding it out there in P7, PHG SC in the Crossbow R with a 54.439. So very tight grid. I mean, just a second between pole and seventh.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot tighter than I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. I think we all thought that those radicals were going to be starting at the back just due to the nature of how we've seen them race up to this point. But we've got a radical in P2 and P3 at the start of this, and P1 is not very far ahead. So we know that the radical is much easier to control, so it's going to be interesting to
Betterdan
see
is
if Slick
quick.
can pull away
These
and
guys
stay
are
ahead
fast. Second
while
faster
still
than me.
maintaining that pace or not.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be interesting to say the least. We've seen it over and over again. T1. Turn 1 is tricky to get, especially once you start getting that.
You gotta
tire
push the
wear
radical,
and the
though.
race
You gotta be
starts
able to push
moving
it.
on. Very easy to run wide. And then we also saw how tricky it is sometimes, if you're following closely, to realize that a driver is taking the joker and can cause a little bit of chaos there. So going to be interesting to see how these drivers handle this one, as it is our third go at it. So the track they are familiar with, the joker they are familiar with, but are they familiar with the car? And just to remind our viewers, the joker lap is one lap of the race, has to
I just gotta
use
beat Josh.
a different part of the track right there at turn 1, a little chicane.
I don't think
that
it's
they
gonna.
have to do,
It's gonna be
just
hard to
one
beat
time.
Josh,
It
though.
cannot be done on the first lap and cannot be done on an out lap. But as we saw in that last race, everybody went for the no stopper. So be interesting to see if that's what we see play out here again.
Yeah, we've seen a number of drivers try to get the Joker lap out of the way as early as possible. And then there's others that seem to want to wait a little while. So it'll be interesting to see if that strategy still holds or if they're going to switch it up at all. So I think we're about to get this thing underway. Let me tell the drivers we are good to
Here we go.
We'll get everything set up. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to take one last stab at seeing if I can get my headset working right again. Because it appears to be a Discord issue.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? And don't forget, everyone, to hang around after this race for some special announcements. Very exciting stuff for the series, as well as finding out what the next race and car combo will be. Because Sal has found many tracks that allow for a Joker lap. So we'll have plenty more races to come as all the drivers get set to head towards the grid.
Yep, we are getting this under the way. I got it fixed. This time I was able to figure it out.
Here we go. Race 3.
Back in my
Gotta
ear.
be Josh to win. All right, so we're gonna go one fuel.
All drivers on the grid. See there, Slick on pole position.
Here we go.
In the mono.
Slick at pole
Better
too.
than Josh Moment just behind him. We've seen some pretty good overtakes in the back at the start of this race. So we'll see what happens here as they are go, go, go. And you can see how much quicker the mono is as he just pulls away, battles further back between BKG, Stiggy, and SSC as well, but looking good up front, keeping it clean.
What the heck?
And just really pulling
Stiggy
away
actually
as,
ruining my
further
race.
on in the background, some overtakes have happened. It looks
Fernando
like
shot
Fernando
up there.
B got past Josh Moment and is now applying the pressure to Better Dan. Can he be consistent enough to continue this pace throughout the whole race is what I wonder. You see, he did make that pass on Josh look pretty easy, and Josh was unable to fight back, dipping his toe in every bit of sand possible, picking up all the dirt, but Slick able to carry it all the way through and lead the entire lap, but it did look like Better Dan applying quite a bit of pressure there to him. Is he able to do anything as they get through turn 1? No issues. I don't see anything further back having any drama. BKG and Stiggy both fell back. SSC up into P5. Better Dan really just stuck in between two monos there. Not able to gain on Slick, but able to hold off Fernando as it stands now.
Fernando's in the Expo. It was amazing. He was able to get that pass done right away. We do have a replay of that. Let's go back and see if we can check that out. He just shot up through on the start. You can see that the Radical just doesn't have the acceleration from the get-go, and Fernando easily gets around him right through turn 1.
That was very impressive. Yes, in the Expo, thanks for pointing that out. It's hard to tell these cars apart a little bit there. And it does look like he's gained a little bit on Better Dan. Josh Moment falling back ever so slightly. And it looks like BKG, you know, he's already in the back. Might as well get that Joker lap out of the way. And just kind of muscle on with some clean air and not have to worry about anyone around you. Now we see Fernando really applying the pressure to Better Dan. Is he going to send it up the inside? No, he does not. He thinks better of it, but Better Dan runs a little bit wide there. Does put him on the inside for this right-hander, and you can see their bumper to bumper between Fernando and Better Dan as they finish lap number 3 of 24. Had one driver take that Joker. Anybody else going to take the Joker? No, not at the moment. Are they able to keep him on the track? They are. Dust getting picked up every which way.
You heading out?
So
I
far,
love
so
you.
good, as it looks like Stiggy now
Hold on.
in the back, getting that Joker taken care of, doing a good job to stay in the safety
What's up,
zone,
Grilly?
allowing Vetterdan, or I mean, sorry,
What are you doing?
BKG to get through as Vetterdan is in the lead. And oh my goodness, Fernando B trying to take advantage of that as well. So Vetterdan gets by Slick. How did he get by Slick and almost allow Fernando to get through as well? But unfortunately, Fernando ran out of track and found himself in the dirt.
I did not happen to see if something happened with Slick that allowed Vetterdan to get by, or Vetterdan just caught up. He was battling with Fernando there, but Fernando's falling back, Slick's falling back a slot. Been a bit of a shake-up here at the beginning.
Vetterdan now in the lead in the Radical. Josh Bowman would love to figure out a way to get by Slick, but Josh has not really gained any ground. He did gain the position on Fernando, but that was due to Fernando running off, and Fernando is already on Josh's bumper, trying to make that overtake he took on lap 1 and do it again. It's looking like as we ride on board with Josh. Oh, I love the way these cars look. Coming in here in the right, left, right, and now they're on the start-finish curvy section. Can't call it a start-finish.
Why do I hear music?
Straight. Back to that big old wing, trying to provide a bit of downforce here around the horse mile. Looks like Fernando B runs wide. Is he able to keep it on track? Yes, he does, but that allows SSC to gain a little traction there on him. SSC trying to take P4 away from Fernando B, and that was my concern. Fernando at the start getting across. It's so hard to be consistent around here. We've seen so many drivers go off the track that it's really tricky. And you see as Fernando goes a bit deep, not enough room for
No,
SSC
I
to
didn't
get
hit the
through. A
freaking
little
record
bump
button
from
either.
Behind, nothing to it there. Can SSC get by? The only way to do that is to really dive deep on the inside or wait for the driver ahead to make a mistake. And it looks like that might be here. Can Fernando keep it on track? Yes, he does. Nowhere for SSC to go. Maybe, yes, SSC turns his blinker
Dude, I'm
on.
just way too slow.
No, he decided not to. His blinker was on for a second. He changed his mind, turned it off. I was thinking, hey, this is a good opportunity to go ahead and take that Joker. SSC decided not to. It does look like
No, I'm
further
so
up
far
ahead,
behind.
Slick has caught up to Vetterdan a little bit. As Stiggy's still there in the back in P7.
I thought Stiggy was taking the Joker lap, but it turned out I think he just had gone off track at that spot.
Yes, I believe
but
Stiggy did take a Joker lap early on.
I'm doing so bad in this.
yes, that is correct. I was just watching the map
So
and saw
slow.
it off in that section. I was like, oh, we got to capture it, and turns out he wasn't doing it.
We are on lap 8 of 24. Scrolling through here, and it looks like everybody's pretty good on tires. Fernando B and SSC both taking the Joker at the same time. I'm surprised by that because SSC just has not been able to get by. But now Fernando makes a mistake on the exit, allowing SSC up the inside, and there he is going through. So shows you what I know. SSC getting the Joker taken out of the way and gaining a position on top of that.
BKG is now caught up again, but he got the Joker lap out of the way early and had a bunch of clean air while these guys were fighting, allowed him to gain some time, and now he's right on the bumper. We got a three-way battle for fourth place.
Yeah, Fernando seems to be just putting 2 tires in the dirt whenever he can. Makes me a bit nervous as now BKG trying to go around the outside of SSC. Is he able to get by? No. He's got to tuck back in. This is not a place to go too wide, but it looks like they're going to go for it anyways. BKG around the outside, getting the move done. That was an incredible move by BKG.
How did he make that
Into
work?
P4. That was amazing. But no, SSC's not done. He's going for the inside. No, cannot make it happen. And he's going to have to concede the position now. BKG eyes forward with Fernando Butt just ahead.
Fernando's had some pace in the first third of this race here. So it's surprising that VKG has been able to catch up so much. I think he's put in a lot of practice, but he's done it mostly in the Expo. But it seems like he's taken to this Radical pretty quick, moving his way up the field.
Yeah, it may have just taken him a few laps to adjust. You know, like I said, know your gearing, be familiar with the car. He's now feeling comfortable in the car, and he's putting in some good laps, trying to catch his way up to the rest of the group. Up front, everybody's still holding station. And look at that, as SC runs wide, everybody's pushing so hard. And there's so much dirt. Oh! I don't know if there was contact, netcode, or Fernando just went a little wide there. But that is VKG up into P4. Fernando losing out 2 positions there. Let's take a look at that again. See here. Looks like, of course, Fernando gets in. He runs a bit wide. Oh, a bit of contact, but he was already off the circuit. And Viking King Gaming on through as Slick puts in another fastest lap in P2. Putting a lot of pressure on Better Dan. Josh Moment losing touch with the leaders here. Falling back. I think he's wanting to make sure he has everything under control.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Radical is going to be able to do the no-stopper. We haven't seen it make the no-stop in the previous races, have we? Like, the Radicals have always had to pit.
Yeah, and I believe that's more to do with tire than fuel, because the Radicals are looking the best on fuel right now, but their tire wear is definitely worse. Especially that front left. That front left is going to be hurting by the end of this race, so I believe they'll still be able to make it on fuel, but I think they're going to be struggling towards the end as that front left goes, and they're going to have to be doing turn 1 extra slow.
Here and back in 5th place, this is the battle that just won't stop. SNC and Fernando, both in the Expo, continuing to battle it out. Can't seem to get away from each other.
Well, they cannot. Expo on Expo. PHG versus BHR. Giving us quite the show as they continue. I mean, they kick up more dirt than anybody else on this track, and it is fun to see as Stiggy has now caught them in the mono, and Stiggy keep it under control. Further ahead, Slick is now all over the bumper of Better Dan. I'm thinking we might see a move coming here in the near future if Slick can keep it under control. I have noticed Slick does have several assists on to help him keep that mono under control, because it is a handful. I do not believe in one bit.
Yeah, that is a smart move.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that with BKG as well, uses some traction control. Better Dan goes very defensive, gonna compromise his exit, but he is barely able to keep it on track. Very well done for Better Dan, but that exit shows how important it is to be able to get on the acceleration, because that mono is just so much quicker out of the corners.
Yeah, it's really a matter of, we know the Radical is slower on the one long straight that we have here. So Better Dan's almost forced to play that defensive move in turn 2 and then try to get away while going through the twisty section here. And you can see he's got a little bit of a gap. He's got a whole second on him. But as long as Slick can get through these next couple of corners, we're going to see him close that gap pretty quickly. He's already caught 2/10.
Yes, indeed. And further back, Fernando B and Sticky able to get by SEC. Like SEC ran a little wide and has fallen back to 7th. Fernando in 5th, Sticky in 6th. The grid a lot closer in this race than it's been in previous races. Because Fernando and Sticky can both see BKG further up ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we really got 2 packs. We got the pack of 3 up front, and then the remaining 4. Well, really 3rd and 4th are kind of on an island as well, but 2 good sets of races going on here between 5th and 6th. And, I mean, still back up in 1st and 2nd. Slick is not letting Better Dan get away.
No, he's not. And I think he's going to... The smart thing for Slick to do is to keep Better Dan in touch. Don't push it too hard. And just know, be confident that you're going to have better tires. And I say that as he runs wide, but is able to keep it pointed in the right direction. We've seen that quite a bit. Drivers running wide there, but did it on track. He did lose a little bit of time, but he is going to have better tires at the end of this race. As we see Ecstasy abandon any hope of a one stop and go into the pits, or is he done? Is he frustrated with this?
No, he's
dirt
refueling.
build course? Okay, there we go. And he's coming back out. He's going to have fresh tires, and can he now put his head down to try to make some progress on these other drivers? He's not a lap down, so that is a positive thing.
I think now he has to hope that Sticky and Fernando end up battling it out, and Ecstasy now has clean air. You know, maybe that battling was slowing him down too much, and he figured, you know, I'm just going to go with the pressure tires, get clean air of my own, and like you said, heads down. Maybe he can run them down, and would be able to, at the end of the race, make I would think, a fairly easy pass if he has that much pressure tires.
Yes, and Slick just took his Joker, so Slick going down to P3. Josh Moment moves up to P2. Still a good gap, though, between Slick and BKG. Josh and Betterdan still need to take their Joker. So that is looking very positively, because he's only 5 seconds off of Betterdan, and as we know, the Joker takes about 5 seconds. So
Yeah, this race
Slick
is really tight.
Slick showing his racecraft right now. He just needs to keep it consistent. BKG now under pressure from Fernando B. Fernando B's had quite the roller coaster of a race. This has definitely been his best race of the three, making a good showing for the Expo here.
Yeah, you're right. He's been up the grid. He's been down the grid. He's going it's getting dizzying watching him go up and down the grid, but I mean, he keeps battling back. He's not giving up.
No, he's not, and I bet he's having the most fun, because battling is what's fun, at least for me. I would rather battle for last place than just run away or not have any cars around me up ahead. So I bet he's having a good time.
I'm not sure if Betterdan took his Joker lap there, because Slick is now in the lead.
Yes, it looks like he and Josh both took their Joker, which right on cue, about 5 seconds. Now Slick is 1.2 up ahead. And Josh's tires are looking really rough. We are starting to close out this race, starting lap 18 of 24. This is going to be a tricky one for these Radical drivers, including BKG, not too far behind before. Fernando B still applying pressure, but his tires don't look great either, especially that rear tire. His left rear looks worse than all the Radicals' tires do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're getting to the point where they're probably going to either have to pit. I think you said in the previous races, lap 18 is kind of your last chance to make a decision. Either come in and pit and try to salvage what you can, or ride it out, and those last couple laps are going to be real rough.
Yes, indeed. I think Slick is going to be pretty comfortable to finish it out. And look at that. Betterdan dives into the pits. He was listening, and he said, you know what? You guys are right. This is not fun on these tires. BKG stays out, so BKG's going to inherit P3.
Fernando was applying all the pressure. He has better tires, but is opting to come in and get those changed.
Ooh, and Betterdan picked up a 3-second penalty for crossing the pit line. He waited too long to make his decision. That's really going to hurt him. This is going to play into Estacy's favor. I think Estacy will come out ahead of Fernando. So Estacy pitting early. The undercut seems to be the play. And good on Estacy, no longer in last place.
Yeah, certainly if you're going to pit, hitting after lap 12, splitting this race in half is definitely the way to go. You know, SMC committed to that right off the bat, and now these other guys were hitting late. They're certainly going to have a little bit fresher tires, but they've lost all sorts of time up to this point. You know, VKG right now is sitting up at P3, but if he ultimately has to pit, he's going to lose a lot of speed.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't pit, I mean, this 3-second penalty is really going to hurt Betterdan. Had Betterdan not had this 3-second penalty, it'd be no problem for him to overtake VKG right now. He's going to serve this now. Luckily, it is uphill right before a braking zone, so it is not the worst penalty. He really doesn't lose out too much to VKG. So with these tires, and us being on lap 20 of 24, I don't see why Better Dan doesn't get this overtake done unless BKG can just put on the ultimate defense.
Yeah, I mean, this is a track where you can defend pretty effectively. I mean, you have to do it the right way. I mean, there's certainly that. You don't want to weave and do any blocking, but if you can play a defensive line, it's already difficult to pass at this track. Making it even harder would certainly play into his favor. With that being said, I mean, Better Dan has fresh tires.
Yeah.
So, you know, doing a around the outside is certainly possible. You just got to make sure you don't go too far outside and get into the dirt.
And look at that. I mean, he was able to carry so much more speed into turn one. BKG quickly going on the defensive, but he runs wide, understeers off, just not having the grip on those tires. And there it is, Better Dan making it look easy. Nothing BKG could do on that one. You see how much more speed BKG does take the inside, but just understeers off, can't get the car rotated. And you could see Better Dan almost went off as well, but very nicely done. Clean overtake for Better Dan, showing that it wasn't too late for the pit stop. He did lose out a little bit, but not too bad.
Yeah, he's still in a podium position. He's looking to get the trifecta for podium positions here. You know, Josh Moment up in P2. Oh man, his tires, he's got 3 laps to go with a sliver of tire left. Granted, he does have an 11-second lead on Better Dan. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold him off. I think Slick is in the catbird seat for this one. You know, certainly has plenty of tire left with a big
Dude, this
lead.
radical is so slow.
I think he's really racing Better Dan at this point.
Yeah, he really is. And we saw how easy it is to go off now, because he and BKG are in the same situation. Josh with better fuel than BKG, but just the understeer on these corner exits, especially if you have to go defensive, is going to be a real challenge. But, I mean, Slick not that far ahead of Josh, but I don't see how Josh can put any pressure on Slick. Looking back at the field, SSC still in P6. Looks like he's going to be too far behind to
I'm not going to have any tire next lap.
there with PHG BKG Racing, unless we see them go into the pits or continue to have offs, because there's no grip. And once you get that low, the car just doesn't want to turn. Every right-hand turn is going to be a struggle. So come up here into the first
Yeah.
Josh Moment in the same boat, and amazing he is able to keep it on the track. Absolutely amazing. As we're about to come up to the final lap here, Slick just, I mean, kudos to Slick coming in and making this thing work for him. We do have one more lap. Oh, but Slick has a half-second penalty. Shouldn't hurt him too bad. He should be okay if he can keep it on the track.
I gotta go in.
I'm nervous here, turn one. Keeps it on track. He is
He slowed it way down.
Slowed it way down, and BKG is coming in the pits. He can't continue on. This is going
That
to play out
sucks.
for SSC and Fernando. As they come around here, just needs a splash of fuel. BKG coming out of the pits now. Where is he going to be in relation to Fernando B? Unfortunate for BKG. That was a tough one. He tried to make it work, but unfortunate he could not. But that's okay. He had
Oh, and I got a
great
penalty.
performances earlier today.
Absolutely.
It looks like the winner of round 3 is going to be
Jeez.
PHG Slick. Well done to Slick. Josh Moment just nursing it home, and look how close Better Dan is, just behind with the P3.
2 seconds.
Very impressive. Stiggy, who at one point I thought his race was completely over, now in P4. Really well done to make the no stop, and he gets the style points as well. And right, and a wheel-to-wheel battle between SSC and Fernando. Fernando able to take it. Holy smokes! That was incredible. And
that was awful.
BKG also with the style points, and he lands it. Very nice. That battle there between Fernando and SSC, that was an incredible one. I love seeing that side by side.
Ay.
We didn't even see that one coming.
That was Amazing. Great race. So we have our final race results. PHG Slick with the pole position and finishing out on top in 22 minutes total. Well done. Then we have in P2 BHR
That was
Josh
rough.
Moment.
That was rough.
With, not the fastest. Okay. Then in P3 we
I
have
was
PHG
trying, man.
Better Dan. P4
I was
PHG
trying.
Stiggy. P5
We got big news coming
BHR
from
Fernando. I
Sal,
really
man. Y'all
enjoyed
stay tuned.
Fernando's
Check this
race
out.
there.
This is what we're
P6
doing behind the
PHG
background is making people happy.
And P7
So it was just a pleasure to support. Got a win, got a P2, and then finished dead last. But 3 different cars, 3 different challenges. Very
Well
cool.
done indeed. That was
Let's hear
certainly
what
a different race than what we've seen before. We got
see what
some
these guys got to
radicals
say.
up at the front. We got some of the faster drivers in it. I like this idea of kind of forcing them into some different cars. It's certainly made for some interesting racing for sure. Who do you got for your driver of the race in this one?
Yeah, great question. I mean, so much happened. I think I'm gonna go with Better Dan. I like the late call, and the 3-second pen to pit, and still be able to pull off a podium. I liked that.
That's fair. Vetter Dan. All right. So I was going to give mine to I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give it to Stiggy for having quite the comeback at the end. Like you had mentioned at the end there, it looked like at one point he was out of this race and ends up finishing P4. But I'm also going to give it to Slick, who certainly was able to pull out a win, was able to hold off, these faster drivers, running in the radical, and was able to keep it clean and keep it on track. That we've talked all throughout the day here that the mono is a tough one to control. So being able to do that, I'd say Slick and Stiggy both deserve to be in the poll for this one.
Right on. Well, that sounds good to me.
All right, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get that poll up there so you guys can vote on it, and then what we'll do is we'll come back. We're going to reveal next month's combo. And again, we got another exciting announcement that's going to go along with that. So stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Survives pressure in the veins. Time is breaking down. Take the line that twists away. No turning back now. Adrenaline, rushing in the bloodstream, can't contain. One chance, one line, overtake, redesign. Adrenaline, voices in the engine sing. One chance, one line, cross the edge of time. Cross the edge of time. Curves become a weapon, brakes become a dare. Gravity is pulling, but I'm already there. Slipstream in the shadow, breaking through the pack. The hidden road is waiting, no way to turn back. Left, right, heartbeat, ignite. Left, right, heartbeat, ignite. Left, right, heartbeat, ignite. Left, right, heartbeat, ignite.
For this amazing fella to return to us, I just want to take a moment to kind of shout out everybody behind the scenes that's been working hard with Summit Media Group and working on this project to empower the creators in our community and just kind of have you guys' backs. What's about to happen next is a testament to that and how hard we've been working behind the scenes. We got many things going. You know that we were able to broker Moto and myself, Viking, full motion sponsors and motion rigs, and I mean, there's so much more that goes into it. You know, like the whole package altogether, and going to trade shows and all the cool things that are happening. Like, I want you guys to know, like, the sky is the limit. Like, dream big, dream hard. You know, and we're here. We're not charging folks. We're just trying to bridge that gap. We're trying to give creators confidence of, you know, sitting down with a vendor with a team of people and a network behind them of creators that are going to support you and help boost your channel and give you the opportunities that I humbly believe that you deserve. You know, I've been in the business of networking and sponsorships for a long time, whether it's been fighting or, you know, with my past business ventures and things like that. But one of the biggest things that I'm trying to bring to the table is being a benefit and a positive influence on the community. And, you know, Behind the Wheel has become one of those things that's a safe place for the community. We got a Behind the Wheel next week that's coming up. And Summit Media is a safe place for the community too. And the team that we're working with and the team that's behind it all is grinding, and we're super proud of them. We're super proud to have creators in our pool like Salamander, who's just, you know, a positive ambassador to YouTube. He's a positive ambassador to the game. The Joker series is, you know, great quality and production. T-Case and these guys that are coming out that are helping him, you know, shout out to you guys for making that platform even better. And we just really went to work to make sure that this platform gets at least a taste and a start of what it really deserves. And even up until right before the Joker series started, we were working behind the scenes with Sal and getting that going. So here in about a minute and a half, I hope that this is just a small taste of kind of what we're doing, and very excited for his future and the Joker series future and the whole PHG team as a whole. I'm going to bat really hard for PHG to get access to some things that, you know, I really want the team to have. So appreciate you guys. Look forward to this. And we'll be right back with Sal in about a minute.
No surrender, no fear, we're tearing up the ground. In the Joker series, we're lost but never found. Burn it down, burn it to the core. Rev it up, leave them begging for more. Joker's calling, feel the rush, no doubt. In the series, we burn it down, yeah, till the engines fry. Joker.
All right, everybody, welcome back. That third race was
All right.
exciting. I still don't know where the Estacey Fernando battle came from at the start-finish line. We were watching everybody else finish, but that was an exciting finish. And I don't know, but for me also, watching VKG make that pass that kind of started at the start-finish line and went all the way through turn one, that was an amazing pass.
Yeah, that really was. It was very well done.
Oh, well, let's see. The driver of this stint appears to be a runaway. We got Vetter Dan with 71% of the vote, so I think we're going to declare Vetter Dan as
Vetter
the
Dan had a good
driver
race.
of the race for stint 3. So congratulations to Vetter Dan for that one. But now at this point, I think we are probably ready to reveal next
There we
month's
go.
combo.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, we got
Maybe we should
combo.
talk about some other stuff first.
Perhaps.
No? No, let's do this.
Let's
Okay,
see
so
it.
next round we're going to be running in December. I have it a little earlier in the month because I don't want to get too close to Christmas. But next round we are going to be at Catalunya.
Catalunya.
We are going to be running the national layout, and if you look at the map,
Okay.
there are two
With the
Joker
LFA,
laps in this
the
one.
NSX, the GTR.
That's cool. This is one
And
of
what's
my
the other
favorite
one?
layouts. I love this layout of Catalunya.
What is it?
And yeah, wow, yeah, having two Jokers. So how is that gonna work?
FT1.
Yep. So the way we're going to do this one, and I will
Interesting.
be posting the rules doc out on
Interesting.
the website papa's.house-of-game.com/joker-series. You'll want to go read it because there's definitely some new things that you're going to have to pay attention to on this one. So first and foremost, you still have to use your turn signal to take your Joker laps, but one of them is the left turn signal because it's on the left side, and the other one is on the right side.
It's going to
So
be
you know
a
which
left
one
and a right
people are
turn.
going to take based on which turn signal they're doing. The other rule is you cannot take both Joker laps on the same lap. You have to do one, then
so
the
it's gonna
other.
be two
you can do
Joker
them in either
laps.
order. You know, if you want, I'm calling them Joker A and Joker B. You can take B first and then A, or A and then B. And the third thing that's important is with both of these, the people taking the Joker lap are going to be trying to have more speed than the people not taking the Joker lap, and they're both going into corners or coming out of corners. So I believe it's turn 5, which is the one at the top, that has the people coming through that fast right-hander that are taking the Joker lap are going to be carrying more speed going into the left of it. So the
This will be
onus
fun.
for this track for both of the Jokers is going to be on the Joker lap driver to avoid hitting the non-Joker lap drivers in front of them. So that's going to be a bit different than what we've seen at some of the other tracks. And then especially the one that's at the end of the long straightaway. We all know there's that tight hairpin. People, they have to slow way down, maybe even get all the way down to the first gear to take that corner. And the Joker lap is actually carrying much more speed and taking a much wider arc through the lap that's there. And so they need to make sure that they don't hit the guy in front who's slowing down. And I certainly don't want to see people who are right behind like dive to the left and shoot past them. Although you could get away with it, and it's not illegal. It's dangerous. If the person who's slowing down turns in earlier and then hits you, who's trying to shoot past them, it'll be the Joker lap driver's fault for driving recklessly in that manner. So a lot more things to look out for when it comes to the stewards in this one, but it should be exciting. And then the cars. What do you think of the cars here? We got the LFA.
I wonder if we got to use
2010,
multiple cars.
the NSX from 2017, the GTR from 2017, and then the hypothetical FT1.
I think the FT1 is the only one I haven't driven. I do know that the LFA is a handful.
The FT1 with a Lexus.
It's got so much power. GTR and NSX, great cars. What tires are we going to be on?
We're going to be on racing tires.
Okay.
Racing hards are going to be required, but all 3 compounds are going to be available.
Interesting. So probably
again,
see qualifying on the softs, I would imagine.
Certainly. And then it's a matter of, what are people going to try to do strategy-wise? Are people going to try to do the 1 lap on hards and then, do the rest on, softs and mediums? Or is somebody going to stay on hards and then do it as a 1 stop instead of a 2 stop? Is anybody going to be able to make the no stop work? There's all that kind of stuff. So there's quite a bit of strategy that could come into play with 1 or 2 pit stops and then 2 Joker laps. This one's really going to be exciting.
It is. And going forward, just like in this race, if you participate in multiple splits, you do have to use a different car.
Oh, we gotta use different cars.
Correct?
Yep. So for any of the exhibition races, those are just for fun. You have to use a different car in each race. But that actually is kind of a segue into the next announcement. in that
Ooh.
we've always been doing exhibition races up to this point. Starting at this one, we are going to have a race for prizes. And the reason we can do that is because the Joker Series has got an official sponsor in 4D Racewear. 4dracewear.com. Go check them out, guys. They produce
Congratulations, Mr.
racing
Sal.
gloves, racing boots. They've got jerseys. I believe they do some custom stuff. So TKs, I know you have some custom gloves that you've ordered. Might want to take a look and talk to those 4D guys about maybe seeing if they could produce some custom gloves for you as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I would actually, these gloves aren't custom. They just are what I like. However, they're
Some are
terrible
putting in work,
gloves, and I've
baby.
already gone through like 3 pairs. So I want that look. I would love to do a custom glove on an actual quality glove.
I know that I thought I saw that you had like some of the streamers and stuff on your glove, but maybe I'm misremembering that. But
Oh no, that was somebody else. Who was that? There was and they literally just put everybody's logo on gloves.
I
It
thought that
wasn't
was your
me.
glove. That must have been
No,
somebody else. Okay.
no, I have my rainbow leopard fly gloves, which look cool, but they tear up so quickly.
Right, right. Oh, maybe that's it. Is that it was the rainbow leopard look, but didn't have the actual rainbow leopard decal on it. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, to talk about this sponsorship. So what these guys are doing is they are going to provide uh, a prize for the winner for the next 3 Joker Series races. So we will have one stint that is a prize stint. We will still run exhibition ones, and that's what I was saying before. In the exhibition races, if we do multiple different car each race, and then we'll run one race that'll be for prizes. As I put in the rules doc, those that are channel members will get priority, and then if we need to fill it with non members, we can do that. In fact, we might use the exhibition series or the exhibition races to fill up that final stint. But yeah, we've got some prizes. They're going to supply a pair of their racing boots that they're
Ooh.
going to give away to the winner for the next 3 Joker Series races. So that's an exciting one. This is a fun sponsorship to have. I saw a video that VKG had put together when he was at the expo in Chicago a few months back, and he was talking to the 4D guys, and it seemed like their stuff looked really good. I had actually bookmarked their webpage and was planning on whenever my gloves ran out to maybe get there. So this just kind of all came together by happenstance, that they wanted to sponsor the series here. They seem pretty excited about the concept we have going on, that we haven't seen other people doing Joker laps and that kind of thing. So they were pretty happy to come on board. I'm really happy to have them. I thank them so much for coming on board and providing us with some prizes to give away to the people participating in it. So those of us, I'll be posting what the next combos, all the details, the tires and all that business, probably tomorrow. Because again,
pretty
I've got to
cool.
jet and go do some stuff here tonight. Either that or I'll do it later tonight. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, it will be very soon. You guys are going to want to start getting some practice in. You're going to want to start telling your friends, maybe some of these other teams that haven't shown up. Now there's a reason to.
Now
With that
there's a
being said,
reason.
I am now going to also, I'm going to have a sign up type of business. I still have to get that worked out. All this came together very much at the final hour here, so I'm not 100% ready for it, but there's a couple of details. I'm going to get a sign up put in place so that people will have to actually sign up for the race, and then I need to make sure that people actually go through the rules doc and understand how it goes, because we are going to have stewards for this one. If we're going to give away a prize, we're going to be very stringent on the when you need to have your turn signal turned on. We'll give out penalties if people are getting in the way, bumping other people off, stuff like that. Luckily, we haven't seen very much of that for the most part. Everybody here likes to run for fun. It's a good time. But just as the word of warning, we're going to treat that particular race with a bit more seriousness than just the play and fun we've been having up till now. So that's the big announcement. We've got 4dracewear.com. Go check them out. They've got some good quality stuff. In fact, they're going to be sending me a few things, so I'll be able to kind of give you guys a little bit of a, heads up or review on how their stuff goes. But I anticipate they got some good quality stuff. I've heard good things about them.
That is awesome.
So there
Very
we go.
cool. Well, great.
There we go.
Another great Joker series, man. This has been fun. I can't believe we've already done 4 and are on our way to
Pretty
5.
dang cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, I anticipate this is just going to keep
Congratulations,
going.
Sal.
It's going to keep growing. I knew this race was going to be a tough one at Horse Thief Mile, but it was a fun battle. I mean, we saw some really close racing, and as we expected, it was
Yeah,
tough
that
to
pass I
pass,
did was pretty cool. That
but the
highlight's going to
passes
be
that we
pretty
saw
sweet.
were pretty incredible.
So good.
So, with that being said, TKs, do you have any final thoughts before we
Peace
sign
out
off
to
for
those
today?
guys.
Joe, just thank you, everyone.
All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys for hanging out today. This was more of just kind of like a me stream where I was just doing my thing. But I know next week we got a behind the wheel, and I'll get on kind of just hang out with you guys. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Anybody who stuck around for these parts, Rob, Richie, Henry, Nitro, Chris, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, y'all. Viking Kings out.